Right, Sky Power Radio and TV Services Studios, West Yorkshire, Leeds, Stencil Mount. Welcome all on board our weekly civic education program. Mustafa Jame is my name at the seat. Assalamu alaikum, baringolu ngal kon song mobe dawda anibe watu to come on Sky Power Radio and TV services called Bismillah na local civic education program o min kasron nanjang nal bade malo Mustafa Jamme membe sirim program o kunna yintameng. Assalamu alaikum bokki déglukat yi ñu ngi leen di nuyu fii ci Sky Power Radio and TV services by ko ci studios Yorkshire Leeds Stencil Mount ci seen buntu programme civic education programme ànd ak seen xarit Moustapha Jammeh nekkal leen fii ci rajo bi comme nuñ ko baaxoo di defee rek lokun dal takake ñameng nka alfal sutom fe min ya lonko Gambia la kulantul besula kula mimbe dending banko la ñaatu tala kula mimbe dending banko mi yala mbengo wala kanu nga fen jeje nga fen suute ala ko komi ya lonko nyanta kolon wakati nalen kananka si nga kacha kola nga nyo kanoto diala katu ngala nyato ta wolom bela ni diati wala sab mol min bebi jang ikela wato le ta pour kanaka taram fe kasi jang so nin kumbo nyama follow be minkela jannimbe program o fango be dunna kono program be be nyi wato tala ani nyi opportunity pour mol min be kal lamoy mol min be man lamoy kam mol min be binala lamoy la pour ya mutam fe. And then more comment killer be Janibe any comments killer I'll urge and beg Mbala fila Kaldani Purkaje ko Alia Foko happy birthday follow and then Alcinala comment ke. So when you want to tell Purka Foko happy birthday to Ndai Jobate Bilomala birthday ti Bafala Konday on behalf of all the civic education members and team here, we'd like to say happy birthday to you. So ndalda ka Kenya men loko ninyan tembensita nka minke nka kumas lgafole ladies first but in ninko ladies first akavulunda madi mambelunda today we're going to grant be madi be deputy la madi mandala madi ya madi manke lundan dijam bi aba fola la ekoi million ol nin billion ol nin deputy na fam da babe fola la keta nyameng and ndolfana na mirol momenti muka sonka jang nka nyole kono to dia momo yaje ko pour banko la tanyato wala ko madam beya sonka ko mbuka wokeja nka jibel katu momlen bebi jang tamatale kuninta ya lonne ko ka debate ning ka chal ning conversation ka wolke o manke sonko di mol min bijam be ngalon wala ning kumbo nyawan de fofen kala mbo molbe tentulam be jela bari any comments fofen bina mba fala ka for happy birthday day and then ela comments ave so ning kumbo nyawa ba commence la ndela ndey sebula enen lamer la len jiberale nyokontong no baraze sina dum kacha kun kon enen bara ndey thank you.
Ya barka bake ala barka bake nafta murundula nung honorable Madi leto but since honorable Madi mankel dangoti jang mbenna la moylar be kontona mba fole happy new year ala ma sango serum fusi ala mbe nyina men kono ala ma ala e banko tanka aya tanka marala yoma ala tanka leadership jawoma fanan alama Gambia fanan bondila be nyim maralol mel kono maral so mbafala fanan be na ko panelisol be fanan kontona Suleiman Jeng Aziz Alaji and special mbafala honorable Madi fanay ko abarka bake ko ikatanta kana inin tol fanan ka kacha ila time despite the internet difficulties would be ikatarajang inimbe ikatarajang kolmonde Mustafa barka bake always holding the fort wato watika make so ko baby jang handing sometimes like difficult but it can make so cool baby jang. Thank you. Mustafa, I think Mustafa hackering ne.
Okay, enen bara baki
Mustafa be hack ne.
yeah.
Okay.
in Barabakende, maybe Kela saying in the alphabet sequence, A would be Alaji. So Alaji say the Fanambula in Lamerlan in Giberlalenyo Kondong, and then New Bonaje, and Zina Aziz, and then Saul, and then Honorable Madi. Alaji Budung, and Kondong, Alaji.
Ibe meeting.
Badibunga kole muta hekatu. Mbafakanu Mustafa Anko, I'm not sure if alphabetically is the right way to go. Na kewal bijan kewal le follow kadiamu janindindi ulbe diamula. So it should have been Koroke Aziz and na Koroke Sol and maybe Madi janinte be diamula. But butumbawa yafa intelakang I will take it. Memol be konton namba follow mo be. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Happy birthday today. Last time I missed I wanted to say congratulations to Mfawla Keba Kendo Aziz Bojang. Abidoku Nyimamen Bedameng in Canada. And it makes us proud to know that somebody that we look up to from fancy to more men abe banto to wali asute yala doko sute. So Aziz, I wanted to say congratulations to you. Alama ale so Kairola, alama ale tankandi, ibe oko nindonila Kairola, alama ale abunda yele. Bella Moilal Be Kontona, Mustafa Abarakabaki, Koroke Sol, thank you. And Madi, welcome. Nay, once again, happy birthday. Abarakabaki.
Ngamira to Aziz.
Bari na moderator ala yake ate freestyle. Mba commencer happy birthday to Ndey. Kadwa fana fo nsimenyo konton na nyala. Mba fola mobe ko happy new year. Na alfalu membe jambi membe ko Alaji Madi aning Suleiman Jeng aning Mustafa Fang bimbe dame manghani diamola de me story da male folali and it's a true story.
Akumada.
In the 80s, I was an orderly to one of the ministers in the office benun Central Bank. Modo botanan santoto anata ka minister je along depansole koleatama abe seila so minister be fintila anin kendi ngoni nata nyola fo elevator to kendi kay ko ndewo den kole ko ngane jibe fo because kol koleatama minister ya bulo dum ten ay paketo bondi ko di paketo hadiala kenni ma expect dem bebe elevator batukan bari kenni wo jeki ta borta ay stairs ta borta so jannata be futala duma ndol ni minister be futata minister kay ko bari mo ekete mamol batunga dum elevator ko hani yemen din ngamira fo mistake tala dum mallafi pour yena ton ya fo nyako mistake tala wala na borta woye munemi bi ngamol men soto jal ni nga non te diamula ni nga lon ko nyin alfalle be jam fangon tete nte connect la nde karil la moy lelale because mo kumale mol me yalon ko wati nini be interact la nde kan hakilole tu nkana mistake alaji mo mole tinte alaji kuma ya tamfe kuma ya me yalon ko anytime nini be interact la nde buka ila kumo damma moyde bari kadwa nyine lan kana mistake fa otombe tentula mbe jeyla madi nata kenye moti fana ni madi nyolo nga meta adun ka follow mbe denta political party kili bari nga madi support menna manke politics ti ala lonya for the ordinary people. Suleiman Jeng alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Suleiman kontele mala bosti bari hani. It's not the length of service that determines a position. It's what you bring. During Suleiman Bina service konaintol taraji amen samanan. He was someone that I have always looked up to. Otobi ketanye kontani kubati barimba folale ko nadia mote tambilan nanyin talilala. I'll be listening to the Alabarka.
Yes, yeah.
Jërëjëf Ajaratu Ndeye maa ngi la ne happy birthday di la ñaanal fan bu gudd ak wérgu yaram ak mujj gu rafet yàlla may la nga dunda at yu bare bare ba ñu lay weer ci naaj assisted gërëmoon nañ la comme ni ko Alaaji Seydi Baro waxee rek last week ba tey ñu yokk rek di la delloo njukkal di la ne gàcce nga lama sigil nga ñu sigil nga Gambia sigil nga Sky Power parce que ni ko Alaaji Baro waxee yaa ngi si bitim réew doomi réew ñooñu ñoo ràññi sa liggéey gis ne yaa ngi ko def ni mu waree te yaa ngi add to the meaning of their lives ba tax na ne mënuñ koo noppee dañ génn pour am na gërëm la ci recognize la ci so loolu it's a big pride to all of us and to Gambia at large Alaaji Madi Cissé tamit ñu ngi ko gërëm di ko santa saa yuñ ko soxlee daf day ñëw ak lim busy Alaaji Seydi Baro nag xale la waaye loxoom dafa set te ñu ne xale sa loxo su setee rek di nga mën a lekk ak mag ñi I think Mustapha mistake because dañ de wax ne su mbooloo mi toogee xale yi dañ njëkk a wax because mag ñi suñu waxee rek daf day tëj so mag ñi duñu wax bi pare xale yi mujjee wax so mistake foofu so maa ngi leen a gërëm di leen sant te xam naa waxtaan bi dina ne jërë ngeen jëf.
Yes, Jeff. Then we just lost Madi, and Suleiman will try to get Madi back. But maybe whilst you try to Madi, you just do a quick review of just the year whilst waiting for Madi to come back to take us through the Parliamentary, getting you through Parliamentary. So, okay.
Munenyewan has been quite interesting. It's like a roller coaster. Gis nañu bari in terms of dundini nit ñi, in terms of crime rate bi, drug trafficking, cost of living, governance, ak yu bari corruption bi. Yooyu soo ko seetloo nga bugga ko nata ci li nguur gi li ñu wax ne lii lañ achieve si at mi daanaka mun nga wax ne achieve buñ dara parce que nit ñi Gambia time boobu man bi ma nekkoon si police ne rey nañ nit tey balaa nga koo dégg xëy na ay at o ñaari at o beneen at ci kanam waaye léegi-léeg dang dee dégg si weer bi aussi lifin bi ñaari nit ñoo xam ne rey nañ leen o discover nañ ko xam ne body la xamuñ nuñ ko reyee even though case yi dañ dee mun a jàppa koo xam ne moom lañ suspect moo rey kiñ rey waaye li tubaab bi dee wax prevention is better than cure for me pour prevent di teg yooyu aali nga stop ko moo ma doon ginal mu xew ba pare nga dem jàppa borom di ko yóbbu ci luwa loo xam ne tamit mënuñ ko prevent at least ñu create avenues ak things yoo xam ne dina sowel dina aar nit ñi parce que ku nekk sa biir kër nga amee sutura soo demee ba yow sa biir nekk fiil nga ne you not secure doo mun na nelaw ba xandoor obviously jàmm nekkatu fa ñaareel bi mooy corruption bi ñu ngi dégg corruption scandal bi ak all those things Sénégal xale yi ndaw ñoo fa toog xam nga ñooñu démba bi ñu toogee ñu ngi seet things yoo xam ne gis nañ ne nii lañ para doxalee seen réew seet nañ seen anti commission lifin yi ñu ngi dem di prosecute nit ñi and they not hunting people down anybody ko xam ne defoon nga naka la sudul noonu yaa ngi mismanage funds yi loi bi daf laa teg loxo dañ laa indi àtte la waaye ñun gis nañ ne président Barrow taxaw na mu ne moom mënut a xeex corruption mënu ko fight ama mënu ko stop so loolu mu ngi firndeel ne ñun bétee génn si sa wax bi yaa ngi ñaan yàlla na yàlla génne dëkk bi te dëkk bi yàlla du ko mën a génne because du yónni malayka yi ne leen dem leen génne dëkk bi ñun doomi réew mi ñoo war a génne dëkk bi suñ bopp te seen Sénégal seen foreign minister maa ngi ko déglu mu ngi doon wax CNN kooku laajte ko mu ne ko yow career diplomate nga economist nga waaye this is the first time yaa ngi nekk the whole government position so naka ngeen na lan mooy seen policies ak programme noo leen ene pour yóbbu dëkk bi mu ne li gën a am solo mooy ne dangay déggu ci li nga wax ba pare nga am e focus ne dëkk bi fii laa ko bugg a yóbbu mu ne ñoom before ñu ñëw liñ yaakaaroon ci nguur gi li fa nekk ak biñ toogee liñ fa fekk du benn waaye loolu warut a tax ñu dem di wax nit ñi ne lii ak lii moo fa nekk te loolu amut dañ war a di wax nit ñi li xew ba pare ku nekk nga sa boppa nit ñi de dañ am yaakaar si ñun moo tax ñu tànn ñu so si suñu liggéey waruñoo disappoint nit ñi ku nekk soo eewoo dang dee ne tey dama génn bugga naa liggéey te make sure ne damay liggéey ngir yàlla tax ak suma consent te leadership loolu noonu nga war a xalaatee so mu ne ñoom dañ bugga comme first thing mooy ne wàññi unemployment bi in Sénégal mu ne the average youth in Sénégal is 19 years te naka la gaay di doxee ba mun a dimbale doomi Sénégal yi wàññi employé leen ak yooyu bi njëkk a mooy agriculture bi mechanized agriculture one about irrigations ak yooyu ak canals. I remember COIC bi Senegalese president was able to secure a contract with one of the Arab states about this irrigation thing. We've missed that in the Gambia. The other thing more industrialize agriculture. So produce things dan ko wara muna produce ka change ko. So you that they muna create employment. Bepare agriculture be the only create employment dafa make a source of export, wherein the country can sell some of the produce that they produce through agriculture. External revenue pour muna dimbali revenue. So yooyu maa ngi toog di déglu ndaw si ma ne waaw ñun nag naka la suñu gaay ndax dañ dee déglu ñi o ndax suñ demee tukki suñ demee si forum si dañ dee déglu seen collègues yi ak yooyu o dañ dee discuss waaye dama gis ne is like su ñëwee Gambia suñu njiit ñi leader si ñoom all li leen dee gënal moo ñu taxaw ñu am nataal ak gaay te nataal yi la loon nga ko yóbbu si Facebook dimbalewut benn Gambia li Gambia ni bugg a xam mooy nguur gi yan policies ak programme lañ am pour transform the lives and the living conditions of Gambians. Foog naa loolu dafa am solo ma.
yaa ngi mute Suleiman. My somebody is back.
Yeah, ma emagum fii comme que Madi ñëw na moo tax ma mute.
Thank you Suleiman jërëjëf Suleiman Madi ngeen sotale ko te kew ne bu Madi ikam moy le sain ikam moy le honorable Madi I think we are having problem ikam moy le no I don't think hello Madi honorable Madi ikam moy le bang no I don't think he's not yet. Okay, let me just go to Aziz whilst I talk to Mustafa to see how he's resolved that. Aziz.
Ndey abaraka bake abaraka atodun Suleiman nimbe sango njibela namiramba jibela on 2 or 3 waysly follow nyimmansa kunda ye mune promise num ye mune deliver imam men deliver wala nga jibe banko katama sinkiro menna follow sinkiri follow wala mu the economy sinkir fulanjang wole mu security wala isa for public safety, sinkiri sabanjang wole mu governance ti, sinkir nani jango wole mu the environment. Ngamira bi ntela mira ndingoto ñinu lemu kuwolti men ñantangan na government haymala ka jibe fo ila performance be ñaadi ye mune promise aning ye mune deliver ndana to be quite honest ma lom fango Gambia government ye mune promise ila last budget or whatever ye mune deliver malum nsi men remember no wolem nyinti ko de na jele ko nyin santambilale ye OIC host to some extent sa foko o success leti of bringing it bari ala kumayala aning ala nafa bankoye have left much to be desired ndela mirandingoto yo nga jele fana coming in terms of the economy nga roller coaster soto jele bari it's a credit because there is some sort of stability in terms of probably commodity supply man prices for it but at least mano buka manki oto nsafoko wo that's a plus. But when you look at the cost of living, ofanaye o plus domole, fa dunta deficit kono. Ninnata public safety to, komen Suleimani Memfo, ntasa foko dron, there is some stability in terms of unka reports menji, especially the latter half of last year. Bari, Nteo Haimanola because Munemu police are not very good at producing credible statistics. Yondum tenkumo do beja manke ko kairole be caring. Bari molle tata foi jikila teta in the police service. So they will rather nela kolea kosoto they will keep it. So wofana fango, I'm saying this with a caveat ko. Tenkumo se kebara manke ko kairole be caring. Ninnata environmental, because that's also another key pillar of governance. Ninnata wo fana jibe be in the latter part of the year, na jele government took policy decisions they can have a very negative impact on the environment, especially allocating part of the Salaji forest for private business or fanamu kuleti. Ninnata corruption. I cannot see beyond just Kafokodoron, they have passed a bill, anti-corruption bill. But apart from that anti-corruption bill, Mamfenji, the first draft menji bring our read ngani na criminal law jibe mkole ko nintara nyine mudi anti-corruption bill ti, then there was no need. If we have the political will to prosecute corruption, we don't even need an anti-corruption bill like that one. Otontefe, it's a mixed plate of things me along Kodal. On average, Safoko, the government has performed woefully. One issue stood out for me. Wolemu Barola wo declaration in Brikama, where he said, Atejila foninga jeko Usenu Dabo Fata Foetaya Bade ala Bade o confirm. For me, that is the lowest that this government and the president have gone. Allah barak.
Abarka baki Aziz Abarka. Zita alaji ya. Alaji kamwele. Yeah, even mute.
Yes, I was on mute, so I was trying to take myself off mute. No, ye kumobanne, sol ye kumobanne, kotoke Azizi ya befole. Because ika memfo wala mu niya mo government mansakunda dalilo le bala. Mune mu mansakunda dalilo te. Mune yakendi molka song mo dantan katari grupo kono ikafo wala mansakundati ibe wala ikefang jindi wal tar mararola. Mune karwo mune mu dalilo te. Mune karwo sabu. That's the purpose of a government. So for me, Niajube covering, I mean, over the year, Saunyin Mansakunda na famu moneti. One of the things you don't mention, like coming Kodo as is a memfo, especially near Barola New Year message lamoy about ko despite Malong some crimes many kata Gambia is safe. But yalo wo munyineti coming Kafo Gambia be safe or Gambia coming massive or crime all mansia or anything like that. Omu malom ba fala nyame but akamunta coming miro nyim nyanta fanundi lale katu safety ka fo drong ibe mendo e hakilo be tenkundi o manke nyinti doron coming sungul lak nate la bunkono o mol la katar yayle be sapila mol kan atam bita walal nin konko be mola ita tarno la kayro kon konko robo katarno kayro kon ni sita me diun la karambu jono ita tarno la kayro kon ni sita kuranta courant be la ito mantano lopitano to pour ye jaralo soto kato kodite bulu killing o hanni tata lopitano to kodote bulu isi boro sammenna ito tetar la kayro ko so ni ka fo banko be koyrine problem tije ha crime ka sotele bari wo be dunia be la kono bari be nya kasi kam menna wolem hadamadi on la nyanto mumente because hadamadi ite mojela mome yalon dimbati wala mata ala dimba man do mo rosoto waitar sira itar kayro kon ita moje la may yalo mo sutiyata la o mari be kurandi amanta no lopitano o atata lopitano te nyanta jarala abe jaral dula maybe GA atondi RVTH o Edward Francis Small courant je o Gioman soto ite amiro mari be tarla kayro kono nyaadi o mari be tarla niku yal kono so niku ya fana mu banko la kayro so nyanta ka wol dol fana njubele ni be kol sumanna ka fuka ha mo fata latale sunya rota latale wo kummayatale bar ñin dol fanan kummayatale konko yewotalale ba mole do ko soto kar ni wulta e man fen soto be menkela fondin kewle wuli e man dula soto bi ta adame o e wuli wulta e male be menkela wo banke wo yolte tenkun don la mo woten ni da hat so ila security itel kara define nyamen comme kota azizia memfo ada satale e nyanta ka expand do manding katu it's a new field, not even new because I am metal, a government human security. But what is just as important as physical security. So funga hakilo to then coming like I said, but some of the things coming even crown, geo, Gambia kono bi baroko moliel nungo crown foni may ya foko ha man crown la sanno bar ka fo crown man so obe sotola o musanji dantan ko mal kabrayo fo hanisang we still have that same problem. Public transport, BBBB, need at Gambia kono, if fundita a lot of traffic light or anywhere, public places. E koy bita adula bidula to moto ko be kole moto be jurmari moto ko be koleari. Moto te banna Gambia kono, bar moto ko be koleari. So dol bije ka bo ni be do ko ni be sat do to coming Brikama koma nyolto or even Brikama kana do ko wala Banjul nyolto. Foy wuli maybe talanna ni talal lulu. Pour que moto sotono ka katano do kudla ni jita do ko ni jita do ko janni be fotale dembayam suto ni be manke harama diun la ni diati wote di ala moye e kala fi mona lay wala mu yewuli wato la yeta do ko la kayro kono ye ji do ko la yena ni la dimbale tar nyoka bar ni wo ko dol be man soto na di men kar wol dol soto wal mun na man sakunda do ko la ni men tarde ta way lampol malala moto bala ay tar la o police o do e bula nyaato katar mol bayla silo ko pour mo leji itel eta aka mun ni tel la dimbayal la kummayata ntel la dimbayal so yeah defe mahani dum boso kono folo so kombita so there was really nothing ndeka menjube bankola ta mbuka jube meni be santo wali mun soto nkara jube nyame wala meni be duma meni yalon ka fako ikbulome ko ben fo wali kay rosoto la nyin saw kono mo jolle be men yalo bulome ko ben serum nyinan sa fono nyinde he serunde mo keme men bulome ko ben barsela ngata la mo mu anda maneto taje den sa fo no yes mbita kanyar bar ni wala manke ka fo don tel dol bawo be tubabu du yebungul lo jana o manke man development o jama membe Gambia kono amanke man sekundara dogo Gambia dingul men be bantalamu ani Gambia dantawol men be la business wala ka retail city ka ko kay no fanyi wala Gambia samba no nyaata domandi bar nga danja maybe fa nyaato
Barka wake Alaji and Barka Aziz Nin Suleiman alia summarize nyaming it really ay call for len deka mem for generally ko ninga sangojube the progress ni ko Gambe progress sotole ndinga mi progress start dami wole mu baro anala mol katu nga boro leje atelebe konkotala abenum bata men kono findita kono konkotala ala ministre soli benum bata men kono imantara kono konkotela itol fanan ni etol leje da pasol sita da pasol be blue abebe siring ilafta men na ya domo ni etol leje ilafta du tamala ikata tamola ni lafta jararola ikata jararola so progresso men kita gambiente ngaje nyame wole muko baro anala mansa kunda aning ay mol men support melka blo ko say melka bora noma melka wasip progress keta jele bari Gambia dingol me yate elect meli karto fay wol kata komale katunte kam men fo Gambia time pass ntol isi konto ye simon ye njogona loke malo njogona loke ka fu mandika ngo nyaadi bari ka konto ne simon ye njogona loke ni lafta tala ye finti si finti no le ni lafta tra abin ka jele Senegal so nte wo time Senegal so kan antol ya jararo ka tunte na family members so be Senegal ikanale na jar anu these are high profile people for na melo ko ikanale na borol sa jar sain bi Gambianul katale kata borol sang Senegal Gambianul kata Senegal kata jararo la sain fana na dindingol hay back we ka fala meter but capital to la time we ka for store we ka wole moy killing ike moy ye boreta Spain ka fo feta da Greece saying Gambenol katale in numbers alla fatale amantala Gambenol be si kam bankoto o Gambia dindingol men ka back we use so ngaw fana jele fana in the increase nga jele fana ni tata l'hôpital to say ka bele sang before ika fole ka fang ikata paracetamol bari say ka belisa hani ka ni bulo katita ka tabax malo ka fo nyaadi man ka tabax o fo ika sanne everything membe saying Gambia ika sanne in terms of medical not only that wo fo man taraje ko fo access fango ika fole ko access medula bari access fango because katara l'hôpital etala lori ndoro ye dunje ye finti o manke ko access lem borol fango la quality ngaw fana jele na molbe fakam say ba folo ko domorol fongo la quality Gambia kono manon la quality mentongo la quality supermarket la quality wo quality fongo la na molbe fala mba jele Gambia dingol be fakane ni ngaw fo mol ka fole ko maybe because social media lem say mol ka finti din kono ndemeta social media but nene man this number of Gambian je ikamel announce ko ifatale anu momo ikafo e sudden death nyine adiming kunu suto nabe siri nyine adimi awuta param atata lopitan afata aka increase le crime fanan yes albeya male security but inteman security fango je jang because the point is that ko crime mo begina graw kan Gambia tata tontu ab me yalon ko West Africa dingol criminal ol benata CJ plus fangol la dingol so abdulabe jakasim ne fo buka Gambia fango sute buka lon ko fa nyimu Gambia yemen lon so general inte kam même fodron baroda male progresta nyim bankoto anala mol baroda male progresta anala minister sol baroda male progresta ani melkate support melbe close la bara so na bota woto moma because ngi tolda male je bala malala ngi tolda male je ibe balobe warakan ngi tolda male je moto nyimal burinde ba falindila ngi tolda mala so progress de Gambia mam progress je and number sol yes mbe yalone mbe tata university le meta nyin number sol kono le birin jawara fo bi be nyin number sol kono and you can number sol tali nyamen in Europe aka relate to more la reality wo buka ke Africa nga wo jele fom batata sign and the same thing wole be Gambia ning baro pareta and it's funny because ati fango buka read no because wole ay tendi ko ikam fo manga tonyati because ni be femme yalon ko tonyalem a sotota isa articulate no hani moya safe isi wo articulate no because ukatare konole ika jele ya long other thing me yalon ko we agina dangerous ta nga treno menje baro bu kan nene wuli ay diamu Gambia bankol ma anene buka wuli kuye ke banko to ay low ay foko ngani address ngalo nga foko awba 100 dindingol fata nga wuli ngalo ko nyine keta nyine mo baro buka woni ak gambianol address situational address. One thing left lastly nga Mustafa Jijang ngaje ko ye media le invite ko ye invite ta dinala Gambia dingol la kodo muntumale baroni media dia tan te sitalen ka foko nte ngamina nun ko fan Gambia Press Union be mol kumandila statement to Burundi ka foko nga boycott katu ka kumandila bukana ndene mama baro bring malum I think after 2017 defa mata baro jela anywhere near the media imu mol la president oti mol ye carte faye no media hani ay media ka media mel jo ye media ko do di media mela fongo puka waro natino I see media to so ndenga me natara no media house Gambia Press Union ye nying invitation dila isuta nyanta sa fera ye be ya boycott because ninga commande abukana ala minister sol fana ni ye commande ika choose le nyanta tala media mento ibuka taka mol danko nyanta no a boycott la based on that ite ninga commande ibukana ite en commande ngana domorol iman commande fenna fukana kana domorol ndefa ngola bombe jela nga fo na mero ko oto tala na so dundi nyili ay gena kugol be jakasindi nyola je ngamiro wolem na so lem Pori ala barka bake Mustafa is back.
Yes, Alaji.
I just left on ndoron porque ijansa demanding. Anyway, njoganal ntel la bolon kono karafa ni sita. But on this Gambia media on the GPU maranga femfoe last December, not this last, sorry, December before this one. Ntata no ila award show nyinto. And I wrote about this on na Facebook page nyinto. Ntata ila award show nyinto. Mfuta taje nsita tabuloto. Kabrin sita ngamoy mol men ko wale yin award show yin sponsor, including ikafa nyari. Muso men kafa no wotumo ati fitaro fonke ya jamele. Farmata Tambajang whatever. Farmata Tambajanyol seeding jaynyol. This nyinlem moldi GPU meni bula. Ka sponsorship ke. Tabuloto, mbedun tabulo mento, seeding jaynyol be tabulo mento. They the Hyderala family be sitting on that same table. The same area.
Very insensitive.
That's it. So Nico, if you be thing expect la coming ka foko ha will be yalo hadamadi niamo imte nyinkela o mbe balan na nyinkula o batara la principle tal. Nimam principle, you are not guided by ethics. Imam value soto. Ku do bije hanna man nyinya hanna nyamputa iteta do ko si ludal du neka dara si yow mom fuñ la fu toy rek nga tak. And that is what you see in Gambia. Ni aje bansa kunda mol karafo ko ha men kari sabote wol anyantale ba wol man pala so wala ken wol kari sabote. They have a point. Tonyala jama bentel kono bi nka diamu ni entel dol kumandi ko nyeko pala so fele. Nsi falling kamunta sounding banko, they will jump up yeta aje. So nimbaro wol dol kumandi, wol dol is a privilege for them. Pour ka fo ko ndeni president wol entel invite. Ite fen offending kote mira la je bawo drum bitaji le si ye drink home ye si se subol domo. The optics of that it would atela mind found cross la niya voice amera ko ite haita anyantal kabrin daga wo ko nyin safe some of them media e mante jabi na Facebook de bari la nyin groupe ndiwon kono WhatsApp groupe ndiwon kono e kata wolto be nonsense of la je taali adu difference la muy Facebook bari te nan na page to kan jabi da bari katan komale katar non se bari moti je meya fo ngamen fo amanke toñati moti je meya fo ngamen fo aman sense make e karimem fo dro wala ha we need to move on mbe move on na no nyaadile many yambula toro kono natel ko wala maltel la sponsor mbe move on no la nyaadile. How is that possible? Anyway, lafta wala fayla dun je dro mbar ngabula Mustafa continue
Ini maraba.
Betul kada nga dumandi foje.
Mari be online. Yes, so
lafta min nyinata min wolem afro barometer la survey ni government nyim fundida ikawo bay iko mandara keri. So nindo kadia akonye ni play no londia for baro fangoye atele be follow na purga na hero for America because I look after Arab Mansaya. So purga for Gambia 97% or even 100% Gambian will manafika na hero for America. Wo nyama to da malika ofo. Gambiano DJ fine hani minister fine. Minu ya lonko ni opportunity di la yena Europe or America isa for hanintita or bagwe siloni or corruption. Well, these are things me alonko is open. Until Sifal is like Ninga Mulkol Gambia going after Nana Ganam ruling, I'm coming to take up a role. Is happening for the Yamada. Until Kahosul Kata Europe, Itiko Ibibola Europe, you cannot even work with these people. In Indian Pedokola because ya long ko menu bije near long ikawo for it. Pulang is like media nying tinga min for. Kani baro ye invite. Anyanti invite like press conference la, but not for dinner because wo mo asi juti la ifango yena juti ifango la. And wole jawyata beti. I've got no control purunka or mall alkan and disrespect. But it intende sonna. It in disrespect. Ngamfango disrespect. Inde sonna wala. So mo mi alonko itele ya tado kola. Ibe anyano la nyadile. Because until nyanta will understand as citizens ko na political leaders will telling a plaso dila and una namo lekejo. So imagine ite mota so kono yafo okay you can be my house help. Ite uli in turn iko ila house help ite be anyan lale o malong ibe explain na nyadi. Because ni imang wo konsepo soto president mo nying itele wo sindige itele class o diala you would always feel ko ate is a lord, he is your lord anong amanyan na tarawonyan because after 5 years the president would come back to you to seek for your ila mande isa for mba dile la onta dile la ni ma diala molko ita diala he is not going to be the president so abe sembo soto la nyadile ite miyem kawu nyadi malikol kamen fo e farasa malong a farasita min fo nyari landa farsole mbang a farasita min nate I cannot just ha so you cannot be bigger than thing miya longo ibota wulle bala it is orano wolu ite nyadi so coming back to the Senegalese lady I mean for Ako, why the Senegalese the Senegalese government is working so hard to fulfill its mandate. Ako Senegal and Senegalese school, they came through a long way. Ako itila government ying, they work across dead bodies. Ye mul sorone, ye mul lem, ye busafo lemta. So out of all that struggle, Itel succeed. So because of that, Itel relax nola. Because those Senegalese would not allow them to relax. So not a reflect because Gambia maybe na government all because they come in easy. So ibuka more respect nola. More value nola. Because ninde uli the sign ko sidinja manyan tarala government bala because he stood for barote swear in the country and he has no regret for that and Sidi was not putting into consideration Alawo's statement could have set the Gambia into flame. Saying Sidinja is the most powerful person in the Baro government. Alafta minna wolekake amanda fi minna wubukake. And near Jube at that media house, Yemolje, Minubije, it's like I was shocked. Nenema Mira from Wall in this wildest dream, they would attend media dinner.
Because we taman zero mintandi wolo nyindigo maybe konko ba mol tekela no motimia omo dela jero do omo wasa balea la taman zero mol ma wasa ni fenje mi ala opportunity because mol be jela min ala be media house le nyimu mo de mi ala na do ko kele since this was 1998 in mile 7 akonye ko my brother ankon nam akonye ko I've got a family to feed yalo womu kuma kota malti so woka tandile ko I've got a family to feed so it's a bit embarrassing so honorable Madi fell into line auto but minkela janning sa unta kudong hakilo mi alon ko moya naso yasinna wolom bi fanam mbela fela ning happy birthday message botaje komi mbenga kalamta ko Aziz ya award min soto akumada bake aya soto sky power toyalla I would say mbella fela kanyin opportunity nin chance ta pour kaje ko Aziz ye wominke Gambian ko be nyanda wulale ya foko congratulations Aziz because ni Aziz tofo ibe sanyam folale combo ibe combo folale ibe sanyam folale ibe Gambia folale so wo attachment be ay Gambia la wafu dunia molia ayatinna maybe Aziz wo crowd kono modo bi jele mi alon ko anene man Gambia to moy bar bring Aziz fundita Gambia to fundita ko fundita fenede mi alon ko ning angale long ibo wo celebrate lale ya ta yalon ning angale min bela ko to min bedera na bedera angale moya hani mu African ibo da man kumaya bari ide ku ken dole ke they will attach themselves to you coming ya ta wo credit itole ta modi because British national le muidani mo sifa gamben kol fana malo nyin sifa malo bunan nam bukol keno bari nda malte ma siso kono be detering akumada bage fo asidialom fo mino akumada bari bi kachanyanta diala bage because kulom mi alon ko lafta nga mimma olon ko dodi ando mo bi janne mi alon ko kodo atela ba fo la nyanda sa fo no nyele 81.8 million aketa nyawnya anim fana ya tumle ko madi honorable madi malum foy kam moy la ba akumada yo iko ye ko doleta yemin domo
Suleiman Mustafa volume la fa demanding Aziz la bang malum fonte dam male
mal abenyadi say aka yes honorable kam moy la
ambe moy ka
yes clear
okay
yes.
good
me moy kan baake
abenyada kachanyanta diala bake bi kulom mimbe den député la kula andi temu député de Serekunda West tundo mi ala warta bake fang deman Serekunda West lon nikos kombosar gunjuru ndol ngole lon bake bala fakka chala minna yen kono to dia minna bake bi wolom député le koy kodo le londe kodo mi ya lonko itebe nung iwe in the media ndol bebe nung media la iten be ndol nga kalam to la kudol ka nyim media kula ni nyin sifal minni kake back home in the Gambia ya lonne katama nyamen bari madi mim munna consent jeng iko 81.8 million yola allocate député le pour be wala dila atol la minni bako atol so malong wo itala jero wo be nyaadi la because senelal ba kumbola ko la tiyo mansan gunjurun ko la nako wol man ko di jama nyininka andum alko ale mol men represent malong fo pour ye wodi atol la albe lala no ale sino bang fo o ya nyaafale bang alko no fale 81.8 million allocated for National Assembly members. Your thoughts, Madi?
Baraka bake follow si ndre konton ala ulu ala dana falsi sioni jafa keleke ani barako sambanyo
amin
assist fana kumo la wala ngamay afane award levin malamu aji bayre ya fo anyande kala fente mi akam nyabo fenno mati
kumar
donc bayre assist mu gambe dingole to ngalon junale oto beden do wala nyanta nga tentu nga jay wala nga titara la fan
kumar
mais panel tomal be kontona jeng and assist and others be killing kontona toni konton la kanela era nyinen karo jadi asikuma baake niko at 1 point so million yo di bidol as allowance to ndo men nyanta jubele kenne ke kaw 81.2 million no ma
88.8
1.8 million.
Yes.
Okay. Ni wota onyanta dile la sangola kon. Sa mo sa jube ngalon ko disparity betala jali because mamira mo kiliwo nyanta wo 81.8 million soto. Anu député bonla député talulu anin sale bije. Mo sidla follow bin jube ya ni 81.8 million ta ya tala mo be kanya mo talulu mo saytema yena wota ayo fananta ya tala kartang anin fulatema isna long hanni afal tem kanyang betarlaje mo kilo nyanta jolla sufa
somebody is anybody making notes of the figures please Sol or Alaji or Aziz putting the figures sort of right yes go on
so ni okeda mbala saying député anyanta jolla suto sankon as allowance bari ko nga fa nyame atikala ko di jolbe kana allowance kadum makamol be nyata nyame allowance sul fana fata do wajja bari hanni ngamuta don ko be nyanta kanyan nale men be calculation ke la sa mol contrôler fo ne atan be kayanta sen kartan nem fulo ko no député nyanta nangam la sulu as allowance so isina allowance ta ya tala mu allowance si fallo so ni atare o tata ke amount me alonko awara bakidale tumondo safo no fundinte ota be sino no la fonti sino no so maybe katasta nyato men be calculation ke gasin de ma wado by the time jamfato mandi wol sina sa intan ni mola ni 1.8 million ni atala mo tallu ni say de ma kartan ni fula kilo ki enda ngam la so yo ni mbodo do jani o mari fi o snarla ya fo atarnu Watson Gambia ko yanta jodal si wil tallu lale sitin allowance me alongo mamma beje tumando mbela fla clarification ala karon ni sitin be caring last time sitin menkala dibitol sitale for almost 6 to 7 weeks wala karkalinin to kabring November on the 15th kata December 23 kabo November 2015 kata December 23 wala allowance mu 25,000 isi tamo kono le muruna maybe yellow kun kilinke banko e bantala yena e continue la sitina fo ele ma lo kilume yake banko e bantala ite manyan na allowance sitin allowance to la ba safono ko hani ni atare sitin allowance is per day donc woto nyande men kala o mari man lu memma be so lu ta ya subtract amount nin kono ye
Oh, Gambia. Well, ila line o eko lulungol ni hello honorable ila line o break to jail de yeah minna ila line o break to jail eko ni wo sitting ni wol minus kono the line o start to act oops ila maybe ka incoming call so ila line is a busy line ajibe bam because it's dropping the call. Maybe you're gonna have to decline that, if possible, Madi. Malum for soul, even in Fenkol Takan. Go laugh and insular right. Tiol Mansano, Korokadi Modola, wo
left bad divide kan bari alon na mathematics so mo jaran ko la mathematics so
yes.
So maybe alajing assist
because we want to get the figures right. Because ni model ba kumboka wolko ila tio mansa model ko ila kolongo manjio so ila ta boholo la banjulo nding brintara ji yo kumbole ko alma ko boholo tani because ni ajibe ni mol mini fango mo banko dingolti kamine represent wol boka kuba nyininga wol kam nyininga wol alkodo dinanga do ko kem fay man la fi katara domoro nga singa we want to walk lafta do ko lekela parce ite ko ikam mol mini represent wolbe kumbokan certain amount ni ajibe kamin fotending lafa ka nyininga speaker and deputy speaker ila kuma ko le kamin fo yo let's have the figures alaji thank you so that's 83,530 so momo call so alaji be mute
ne
number divide kan mampare for that's 81 million kodi
wow no kodo nyin
1,884
81.8
81.84
and it's saying by round of Canada ngake 81 million tidoro
yeah 82 make it 82 because it's 8 then you round it to 82
okay so 82
yes
that's 82 million kodi
yes
divided by
50 is it 54 MPs
58
82 million divided by 58
and then 12 years 12 months
equals to this kodi
yes
so you divide by 12
yes 117 per month yes
okay
so let's say over $100,000 is per month
yes and another thing even that they've mentioned in the budget this 81.84 house rent allowance will 10.26 million responsibility and resident allowance will 1.2 million for the speaker with additional allocation for other members telephone allowance is 108 shared between the speaker and the deputy speaker. Basic car allowances is 34.8 million. Constituency allowance is 22.26 million. Clothing allowances is 1.152 million. Sitting allowances is 8.91 million. So it's been categorized already as well. And you can see where the chunk of the money also goes.
So for transport allowance, ngamira NPSOL momo ye moto di wala. So ye moto di minna munati na bina transport allowance di la wala. Then we are in the civil service, minimum motor government motor soto allocation aning minia lonko ibe rent la imantara government bungol kono ikara how rent allowance dila and in transportation allowance. So bari yena moto dila ko pareta ikana fuel kupuno dila then yena allowance transport allowance yalo limbali alti.
Exactly.
Na personal observation aside from coming alien be voting.
Okay. As is Malum phones are sonola are complete, but he said
yeah. Oh yes.
Okay. Yes. Honorable, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Jamaican.
Y'all saying they be page me read can please keep an eye on that page as well, please. You know, allow you keep your figures. So Minna saying Iba Fokan Neko near GB 81.84 million lom kodo nyinti nga divide le saying na match kelem bare den kana amuri de lakam.
Okay.
Bidding nga okay nga min soto alaji can you help? Okay. 117.8 million.
No.
Thousand, yeah. 121,497 akanyanda wolefe.
Mustafa is 117. 117.
Okay, $117,816 per month. Carry. Madi.
Okay. Carry.
107
for every member.
Yes, that's right.
For every member.
Yes.
Okay.
So because
hani assume ko mo be kanyantan.
Okay.
So ni figure the karla wala ko. Figure say you need to break them down. They break them down as far as allowance on men law. I know as member of parliament you have a responsibility allowance, and I know there is this sitting allowance, and I know there is committee sitting allowances. May alonko sitting allowance kata 4 times in a year.
Okay.
Meaning that
sitting allowance. Sitting allowance mujallati, honorable.
25,000. That is whether you sit for 2 months or 1 month or 2 days or 1 day. That allowance is 25,000.
Wow.
Near ordinary session given by the law should be only 4 times in a year.
Okay.
Meaning that every member would get 100,000 for the four sittings, quarterly sittings.
Okay.
Then you have in between the sittings, you have committee sessions. That committee sessions will like a plenary in form. Those committee sessions, committees meet, and there is a payment for that. We call committee sitting allowance. That committee sitting allowance is for an ordinary member is 1,500 if you attend. That one is different from the session because that one the register is there. If you don't attend the session, you cannot be paid. And in a day, you cannot attend 2 sessions. And every committee should not sit more than 3 times in a month. That's the maximum, only 3 times in a month. Then what final payments Benjamin is ordinary member is paid 1,500. The chairperson of the committee is meeting is paid 2,500. So these are all part of the allowances. So per se, if you break them down, it's not to say, like I just said, we assume that it's broken down and everybody is equal. That is 170 million, as you said. But then if you come to the breakdowns, you will see that. Then the sitting the responsible allowance also are different. what I will get as a responsibility allowance will be different from the minority leader or the majority leader or the speaker or the deputy speaker.
Money.
For me, as a deputy minority leader, I am paid 5,000 as a responsibility allowance for that position. Okay. So I can go into the orders, but not offhand. Yes. If I could have, but then offhand, what I can say is I got 5,000 monthly as a responsibility allowance because of my position as the deputy minority leader.
Okay.
So these are the breakdowns.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. Much appreciated. Mujawale bijam, but in lafta min fola, Honorable. Jannim bina ye tuma minna iko sitin ming ima aten bina odole preje fanan klenya because of kumala jan because so saying speaking in deputy speaker la kodo mia lonko ka allowance dila telephone allowance between 108 between these speakers. Honorable, this lot of malam for the rest of the panelists. Madongan lamoy mol fanana jela thoughts. Alajin day Aziz aning Sol maybe all fanam kuye jakal nyinko kono because
so in so ate I mean for Marila kodo damanga wo check atata for the year at the 164,500 Lesotho on this sitting allowance all 4 seasonal and mean for and in the maximum 3 sessions. So 4 seasonal will be 100,000. 3 maximum seasonal will be 4,500. Atela 5,000 per month, wumu 60,000. Near will be is 164,500 for the year. So wunala salary manna and then maybe travel allowance or telephone allowance fuel clothing allowance. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like come here for yamming. To be rich in the Gambia now, to get rich quick.
Sorry, I
think Lima as one of them you make MP in the KE at least so that we can also get this thing.
Yeah, because
I would very much love for you to do that. Because it's only if you really live it, you will feel it. I wish when it is time, you guys should come over and contest. And just a point of clarification, maybe I go into Mandinga because after Mandinga count. I will break down on Memfoka as ordinary members of the parliament. Nobody is given a fuel coupon. There's no fuel allowance for us. And there is no telephone allowance for any member of the member of parliament who are ordinary members.
Okay.
So when I say ordinary members, that is excluding the speaker, the deputy speaker, the deputy, and the majority and the minority leader. The rest of us as ordinary, there is no telephone allowance, and there is no fuel allowance, and there is no driver for us, and there is no maintenance allowance for our cars, vehicles. That's a point of clarification.
Okay,
and then if you come to the clothing allowance, we have to speak clothing allowance is 100,000 one-off for 60 months. It is at the beginning of your 5 years you are paid 100 allowance flat, and that's the end of it. No more clothing allowance. But in the other sections of the parliament, because sometimes Nico National Assembly don't look at the camera is for the members. No. Staff members, they are entitled to clothing allowance, especially staff men sit in the chambers around the speaker and the clerk or council. They are clothing. It will also. So there's a clothing allowance in the budget, but not necessarily for members of parliament. Members of parliament can once every 5 years.
Thank you for clarifying that. Okay,
I just want to come in because covering Honorable Mamadibe Diamola Kanyume break down soul because Honorable Yemen for a telephone allowance, but there is telephone allowance that is 108 speaker and deputy speaker only, unless that has changed now. But that is what is on the 2025 projections. Saying I went.
I agree with that. The rest of us don't have that.
Yeah, because that is for the speaker only. That's what is project. That is real. Okay. When I go and look at when I break it down, you have sitting allowance, total of 8.9 million, divided by 58 members. Per year, each has 153,620 per year. That is the sitting allowance per member of MP.
No, that cannot be that is not correct. Because we are paid sitting allowance of just a point of clarification.
Yeah.
We are paid sitting allowance of 25,000 per member. And the constitution is clear about you have four totally ordinary sessions. So every member for a year you are entitled to 100,000, unless there is an extraordinary session. That also is 25,000.
So what you are saying that this budget then is wrong, or there are
two ordinary sessions? If there is 2 ordinary sessions, then each member will get 150. But so, the statutory session is 4. Ordinary sessions is 4. That's 100,000. Yes.
But Honorable Madi, then what you are saying that then this projection is wrong, because its total allocation for sitting allowance is 8.9 million. Unless you are saying that the speaker get higher and there are different variations in terms of payment, so you cannot divide it. You cannot divide it across the board.
Maybe what will be responsible for that? You know, I told you that apart from the ordinary sessions, in between ordinary sessions, there are committee meetings. And those committee meetings are also paid as committee sitting allowance. Okay. So that may be in the budget. The sitting allowance are divided into, you have a committee sitting allowance, and then you have the ordinary session sitting allowance.
Honorable.
And also, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
The constituency allowances, Honorable, is 22.26 million. When I divide it per MP 58, it's 383,793 per year for each of the MPs, unless that also there is variations.
Oops.
53 constituencies. We have 53 constituencies.
Yeah, but per MP, I'm now talking about 58 MPs divided. If you're saying that these things are divided by MPs, I divided it by between MPs.
Yes, even the nominated members are paid constituency allowances.
Sorry?
I said even
nominated members are paid as well.
Should be for all the 58.
Yeah, I divided it for all the 58. It's 383,793.
You are right.
MP. So if you have, let's say, 5 MPs in RRL, you total this amount, that would take them almost to $1 million for what they will use to work within their own constituencies.
Well, that constituency allowance does not mean that money should be given to the constituency to carry on a project.
Okay, can you explain to us
what we have is what we have for the constituency is the constituency development fund.
Okay.
That goes to the constituency. But for the constituency allowance for the member of parliament is to facilitate your movement within your constituency and other things that you may do there. But that is not for any project in the constituency.
Okay, so there's a difference between
yeah, I can
I get.
After Alliance Fana, let me come to Madi's rescue. Kata Ketanyam Nyantefana, I was an oddly when I was a junior police officer. Ning wato la minister lekake MPLT.
So if an anka demanding mutalano, okay.
Hani barinka jele ka distribute nyaming and system nyaming.
Marika kuruson di fananal Aziz.
Hani ila moy dorong ila moy nde ibuka kuruson din na bari comme the political system obe nyamel lafta kawle fali adu e nemme male samira ko nyin député ol especially minulia lonko e carte o faye kamera ko e ka kodo menta e ka fenne mekje asekede barinte amira ni ka femme mekje fam maybe la travel overseas travel bari niya jibe bi nite mu député oti you are the everything of your constituency sakanin tara itela constituency molu be santolto ni momo kuranta nata banyun itela responsibility
Yalong artist wo niaje wo kita. No, no, let me just come in quick because Neo for you no, before he could finish, Batunga demanding for je. Yalong wo near for is like you are encouraging and excusing corruption.
I am not.
And amange corruption. But yalong a constituency naya tara MP sol yela dokol ke inyanta ke la nyame. Ye developmental samba constituency la. The constituents will tina MP ya ye depeni la. Because inyanta min doko ke la constituency ibukake. Because neither a project that in the consequence in the constituency.
I want to know that.
Let's say, for example, ye boholol kije, ye gardenol kije, ye health center makes a wall, bohol soto, and all those things. New wall bije.
Members do not have a budget line to execute.
No, budget, but members all and the responsibility ka executive being hold accountable. No, Madi, one of your responsibilities is to hold the executive accountable. Executive mean no, let me just come. Executive mean ika budgeto nata I'll ka budgeto approve. Muna atina ning executive budgeto nati je. Yeah, let's say 5 million allocate president wala. Miya lonko ay tax-free salary soto. Miya lonko ala bolu be government no in taxpayers le bala. Alkawo budget approve. Ayatara health center ni health sector ni ye 2 million okije. Agriculture ye 1 million okije. Miya lonko wolle kumayata anu nani will approve al boko al tell sonta executive ning constitution deprived project soul in Yantamin Sotola. So this is where I am coming from. So woman responsibility before allowance soul increase, like, you need to look at education, you need to look at the health sector, you need to look at agriculture. Enough budget allocate enough codol Mia Lonko is constitutional development. No. But look at okay.
Okay, I agree. I wish to look at frustration on main kono ni nata budget to. These budgets, in the end, every budget line then you mold the sonara with different strategy. I can keep voting it, and us on this other side of the parliament, the left side of the parliament, the oppositions have many times objected to several, for example, the president's with the farm people's store. We've objected to that, but we could not have it the way we want it. In the end, it goes to a vote, and it asks for only a simple majority, only 1 over. If you are 10, that is 11, it goes. I wish earlier long some of us cut under the kind of
okay, but honorable, okay, Madi, woman kela excuse to come to us and talk to us about it, and then expose them.
No, of course, no. Yeah, but it has to be. I'm not taking it as an excuse. I'm just putting it on the flat platform for people to consume.
Exactly, because people are consuming it.
Right. If a decision should arrive,
let's make it digestible. Yeah.
But if something is on the floor for decision, and you are in the minority, you object, and they don't object. Put and post, it puts a vote, and they had more numbers, and it goes. Now you blame everybody.
So that's like okay, but now
I agree because it's a parliamentary decision whether you vote against it or you don't vote against it. Once it goes, it's a parliamentary decision. You cannot excuse yourself from it.
All right,
it's your responsibility.
Thank you, Alaji. You've been ngamere cross rollale, and then mwele mimbe before come because min kan de concern yin ko kono efanela observation anila miro anila konoto dia yin ko fango be kono because ni ajibe kujamale foto kujamale before come. And then near jibe saying last time from benung fenke jibe kai ko saying ni lafta fankamaya la ibe kala deputy mobe say mobe d'accord alaji your thoughts ila konoto dia nila observation on you
Mustafa Abaraka, yes, mbella moikan maybe as a canon tella
excuse 1 minute. Let me make this point. Just one point.
Okay.
Back than the need 2027 seater, Alna, especially those of you who are interested in Serekunda West, I am not putting myself up for the next election. It's enough. So ngal ganalna so that fansa test no.
Kana pisal madi. Mado alaje diam we kapisal
No, I have resolved. I'm not going for a third term. I'm enough. I have other things to do on my own. That will be better in a peaceful way. So I think if I serve my country for 10 years, it's enough. I'm not running for a third term.
We'll come to that.
So those of you who are there and used to come to Serekunda West, please, you are welcome.
We'll come to that. Madi, together through this platform, Lua fall in the parliament. Me along with Lua Samba as a private, which we can't forget that.
I think congratulate on that decision. And I hope the political leaders of Fana would learn from you. If you serve certain terms, you give chance to others Fana will try. We need that in our political culture. But a more clean drone te taranola dula minto for like Baro 2 terms so sayang pananga 2 terms ke badunga do fanang chance di dola same as la UDP leadership dabo finansita je for 30 years or 28 years so sayang badunga di dola wo fana yellow and the same as all the political parties. It's a good setup. Baraka bake.
Okay, thank you so much. Alaji.
Yeah, Mustafa, mbafo kanunko maybe intela fahamurole manjamfa o asikeno intela kuniuna mawara. Wala yakendi maybe inte because inte fe nyimbe mu fair quality. Mbe fair kana mollela. Nying iniela moy madika memfono gotumo ko itel maybe opposition oto. Ika fo men comme representative wala mol men be nyim bonto ibe loring Gambia no le intelle je. Bar bi sembobe jomal le bulwo bungul kono mo me yalo mo nan carte o fay hanekeli wolem tom bon jata ning sidi njayti walla bije walla be marling parliament walla be marling nyim bonyi nabi so wala kin ko fair kun ka nyole fair because mo men eto ko mol men ye mol ye carte o fay mol men ye atel be lori mol le woto killing barwo bunyi nyaaton ko fulol be sembobe men bulu katambi mo be la je mo nan carte o fay woli ndel ka fo na député bungul lem jomale wol ke député o yalla be ñoo nene be wol kad mo men tombo mo nan carte o fayi mo na fo e ngetele tombo ngi londi jang fo mo kilim pet wala interest tele be wala je wala adama barot sala ninga ñoo nene ngara fa ha parliament ñina mun tel la do ko ñina bari atel yalla atel te fenkeno la je ni ñi mo fulol man so which ngajele ko am hani me fa ba kar tombo njata fa ma mo bay akoy yo funtindi parliament ko fo man kije adu man ka foloti so mo be yalo mo mete to mo me kije mo man carte fay nothing itel be marle wo bungla adu nyimbunyi ko molbe kambe wo bunyi na kono yalo mu nyone ko molde so ngafo wala mu nene ko molde bar fula njaw ni ngal la moy madi nyolla balole karfa katu ni ngamira neaje kon tela fahamu rola man jampa nyim manke fam foti ndebe tiarasi ndekam fansu moto la borindi mfam la moto ngam fansu essence la sang nten namananta adulato ye kodo dinna ngabula na poso kon namol doku lal o victimol karabutan karadi wala ni men be doku wala wal sin sede anol be nyim fokan dulalto me yalon mo jamal to lobe tarlan because ndela miroto ndekarim mira nyame ninte ko mbe service lela mbe doku la molle nte manyanka nafa soto wo service nyun kono ka tambi mbe doku ke kam mol menye mal fo kambe fo ka fahamu ninte ko bimbe doku ke kayta Mustafa ale itele inte tombo ikonde alaji tanyim bunto ite lonte woto itele be lolante la kol la woto o sate o yentele tombo ikonde alaji ngetele ta itele be lola sate o nafa kol itele be sate o mako la pour sate o eta nyaato ndama nyanka ta nyaato ka tambi sate o mol ndama nyanka fendim fanna sate o mol mammen soto ndama nyanka moto borindi sate o mol mammen borindi ndama nyanka fendo mo sate o mol mammen domo ndama nyanka fendum sate o mol mammen du natari ka satew jin samba nyaato wala bento oto satew mo lente be wala folo jubel jannim bam faw jubel manta mam bentel katu meni be nyim bungul kono kabrin barol yin executive lemba kabrin judiciary lemba kabrin yin parliamentary no lemba e kari fan folo jube membe tel nafa la folo itel be men domo no la folo nim men tuta je e kanay mira mo la wanya bi Serekunda West mem madi bije ataka moto mem borindi ay Serekunda West kono be jube mo jolle bije men ska wo moto si fasoto ate ka kodo men soto karo kodo mo jolle bije men ka wo kodo soto ate ni mo jolle kun tambe taw ada ate be do ko la wolle ate ka fendin soto ala ta ko la wolle kara diata so ni tabe lori molye ite ko be do ko ke ka molle wo molle karita jo wo molle karita balunde wo molle kari nyin kol be kete ite be wo do ko ni use no la nyaadi le ka tammi wo molle adu ko be do ko la molle walakin ko nyone ni ko la bije that last point me lafta ka raise wala nyimbe fana niaje mira nyalem comme koto Aziz be même fokandu karim mira député yala nyamen karim mira mansakunda la nyamen president yala nyamen karim mira nyatan ko yala nyamen tel fe nyatan ko ni mu nyatan ko wala me nyanta tar la mol nyato killing bari itela fana nyanta ka tammi ka kodo soto ka fenso to ka tammi mol bela nyaton ka adum manke woti nyaton ko ya mu muneti mol meni be koma yawol bampo ye samba fo nyanta fotala dame bar ni te dam mankata ite be député yala o ite be ite mu jojo o ite mu president ite dam mankata ite dam manka advance meni be te koma banko mol o sate o mol wol be noto selang wol kana muna kenditi ne ya fo ko dodi na kongol be on na mol courant katu yaajele kar wolake ite bay fanne nafa ka imam fen nati italien so ni ite be italien je ite ba do maka foital bañol man futu e fanal binale ya fo fananta dinna because na mindset nyimbe wanyale ni aje bi do ba fala ni lafta kala nying atondi nga remember for birom sawtoje nga remember wato men nabe lokan NPP ngala nataloje mbadim fulole alama hala yam foke bar ngala nataloje wato menna bi ne woja karal fatal ko to sol ba kuno ay mun kuka bi dupitol ka wuli kata fa America ko kata holiday la woto idu matar ika mun do kuleke iya muneke mole katu bata membe Gambia bi ni ko man sakunda mandang Adama Barola député lamu judiciary aning Adama Barola executive ibele be denda bar bi ne ajube men bebe nyim branch sol ko nyim branch sa boko Gambia kono bi wolle kata men be koma itel men karitel jo men karitel balandi ika nyin allowance sol nin kirbu karwol men be soto taxol lam ika namo men la molka ika rasoto wala kon ma foy kana abalu ma foy kana fanjo bari ni be doko la mole manyan ke fanjo katambi e be doko la meni aka mun tan tenate te ya Mustafa ngoy mbina ya mbindani yalla ila bunkon mbe doko ke la mbela bum fe senende la set ngela dimba to pata ngako beke ete kata doko la karinte jo ndeko ni nate yela jo nati yela jota ndefa on karaju be okay Mustafa ila jo yin bi yin karoko ye pound kemel so wok pound kemo nyin ko ndenga tansa yotaje nga tol be ka allowance on ka mo dital ison tawala adu wala be keri maroko jojolle
masalo mambe abuka keno wonya
bar wala be keri because ite be dame Serekunda West bi ite kamen soto je how many people la kawosoto
I agree that points you are very good.
Anyway, okay. But Nadanja, I don't want to dominate this. Nadanja,
no. Alaji, continue. No. Alaji, continue. Alaji, okay.
Nadanja, model video. If I had
Go on.
Number two, Alaji, continue.
No. I made my points. Ngamen for drone well. Ni be mol safka. Ni manke fam 40. But nga fo nya ndebe TRC wato menna. Ndebe TRC. Wallahi billahi anin dingul. Ndebe up to today ndela julo tata TRC. Because nga ko bulo bulam fam lo post wala ko fam lo kodo. Kake kuol kono je. Because ndefe mbe do ko la molle. It's not for me. Hani ndaga nyimbugo men safe. 100% of it. 1 cent ana manan dundela account. Hani transfer ma dundi na account ko. Adu nganna ko dole dundi je ka bugo nyin safe. Nganna time leta nganna tarole ki je. But I didn't take 1 cent from it. $100,000 ngabe di victim center. Because for me, when I'm serviced, ninko ko mbena mbe do ko kele ndebe service. Wala ke kumandi public servant, civil servant. Servant wo mu nyine te mbe do ko la molle. So ni tabe do ko la molle, ete ka fenso to katambi walla. Ete ko be do ko la wolle. O manke nene rot. Nene wala ko nyimbe nyola feakan. Ni tata nyim parliament nyinto sidin jaka men sidin jaye mun dundi Gambia kono bitilo. Men jareta foy ka pour téléphone allowance dial fa bakar tombo njaata mun dundi Gambia kono bitilo fa di fa ndebe fa bakar bi fa ke nyinda be ala situation no ngalo ne don talindi abe dun nyame woni mbi sawni banko ay muneke for the nation ay mun dundi je so ne be do ko la itaka men soto je ite be service la for the people itaka benefit o men soto out of that service wo siata itala moli men be do ko le e be nene kan e manta tojak wala ko nyinna nyim man sakunda system o nyi nyo nene ko le ka foko ha mo public servant lati mo civil servant lati yes mol bi jele men karake mole ka mol bondi batakon ka mol ka karam mol lo nyoy ka gol ke barbi wala ke ni tata gambe to sate wo sate almost ni tata je isatar sate dumul le kar kafu nyoma ka lopitano lo ka karam mol lo pour ka bata bondi la mol ka man sakunda bije kuran kute ji kute nda fenne bukata nyaaro ita fenjela kabrim gambe baya wulu ina nata fenjela iko ko gambe no le nyin mire fanye ya dada ya lo hanisa be lori atije nothing name me one fenkilin fanye gambe no meni ndelle sita ngam mira nyin kuwala nga dada nga lo nga maintain abe mol nafa kan up to this day atije adunga man sakunda soto fo sanjital lul nim fek why kabrini lopitante karambunte fendi yaje entel ni man soal am hani me yaje adama baro ning Chinese all ko yen sada fonkol atondi mano president kata ka lo sada fe itike netal wala ko fo ko ika jusula wala sada fe kato mo wol adu itaje la dunia kono banku itaje la banku kono me yalo yela baluwo den sada danol anin juluta ko banko tata nyatol ina nataje la dunia ko fo ye tewla city ye wuli ye doko barndel kasi president mumeo Chinese wol kana kamano dila atel kata ka lo wota kanatal fa ka bulodi nyol albe kontandire mun abala fa wartale mbarga danja Mustafa e ben balo kandindi kay ben tarande
no lafte balo kandindi la baake ngol non ko modu ngane provoke atondi
sabare afam akoto balon fomda wala bol banko be nyaaron kayala andogol do Mustafa madu ngana jani biawo ala biawo suma bake nga pointol mental kodo nga will respond back.
Okay, go for it.
I remember to now ni be mole dogola inyanta deliver bari dogo dol bije ite
hey imagine alnyanda internet ko fanan debate la to
mo na fanya maboya for example ni telenga the principal responsibility menti ulom ka loi de da yalla wo loi wote fendino la mola kilindi ay misalo mendi ka fo niembi nano ta so ite kata do ko la so ite ka kodo men so do ni wojo an wala ka do ko kete so meaning that atala do misalo wala nga misalo non correct kadu wo mindano itele o tay ba jola price service kete so ite do ko ite manta do ko keke o mari ba ni na a public service la o de wol ka do ko bank molle anum banko nyanta kay nafa wala for example project wol nyanta so do mi alko adama non balu nya gambe jang o nyanta kala nyaatul wo do ko mu masakunda do ko la responsibility ni ajube wala karola he's perfectly right kadum saimbe dame balu ka kala la nyaatul men ke kawo balu ta ka sustain sama la amanno sama senal ka do ko men ke ka fenso to je man sama woti o sanno kadum tolbe la ren ko to li man sa ansa reko payment system pan mem is bad so service balu nyanta ko regal man se public service nyanta ko correct ni la including the politicians members of parliament but members of parliament bo kala nyaadi ibe lola le yafo e taje bundal me responsibility lobbying ke yafo at the platform of the National Assembly ye mira fana mulwa le nyantana le miso chenyo ninde sere kunda west ndego ndeka moto mem borindi so ndema nyeno o borne kan sere kunda west mo jama bi ko moto borindi ko fa is wrong no so tabi nya be ko no fanna bela abe banko mento whether is America lomba whether is UK
ani madi na tarib sere kunda ko le moto dila
won ben la nyaton ko de sabati bul mel ko
bari moto ni tan asay la ko do sere kunda wes ko le adi
wala ko provide you
ila moy akamen fojal madi honorable
as member of parliament you must live less than your income ite janinte ngana
ila moy ay jang clarify
janinte ngana janinte ngana ke député o ni na kordalo ni na motol mba bordo ni na procession
yes yeah mano
maro nyaaje ndi moto ta mol kara joyi
ate man ra fam foka
okay
so ndena na balunya assemblée ngafre no level ko ni na dum public service ko nga additional income so nga o level samba santo that doesn't mean ko I should go down no but then ko mo level fe nyenta lo wala principally is to represent my people to make laws and have an oversight function of the government.
Okay.
So New York is sending them. Well, nothing going on.
Mustafa.
Honorable. Okay, sorry. So young. Mbadu. Alaji come in for maybe Ima Farm. Alaji, huh?
No, come in fine. Akafo men na moto men babulu. Anyini ka ayo moto soto nyadi la. Nyim pick up men ya say fawe. Anyini ka fata la kodo le wasak. 100% of it. Ala kodo ma wasak. Serkunda wes mol la kodo. Gambe no la kodo. Ye wole kay adi fanda. Ye moto wasak.
Any question ala yemin in Cameroon si Java. Abe ben netele fe
go.
Because men ditantela. National Assembly la dintela.
Hani Gambia no le adi. National Assembly ma adi la. Gambia no le adi.
Currently, in Prado Memporindi is a loan, 2.5 million, and I'm paying $1,250,000. Monthly allowance, monthly fuel, monthly maintenance, monthly driver. So money also. If let me right.
Nko. Boto membe bulubi. Ita fa me bulo bule la poso kono 100% yewo sang Gambia no lewo moto nyindila. Niye 1 million joje to nyin joma lewo jo.
Mina internet program kala janne nin député.
Yes, National Assembly man ko di soto so koy be wodi la mola. National Assembly bo ka moto di mola. Gambia no la karadi la alka nyanto men la mol kan. Alka woko do leta ka luwal da dal fanye ko ntel nyanta ka moto soto mbe do man dinna jola je to nyin Gambia no le ba jol. Sala ni ka National Assembly le wodi. Fa ba karto mo njara ko di le ba wulu abe men di la mola. Kat wala mal la ñaato ngod ko dite bulo be men di la mola ko dole mola tax la ndel la ko dom e kam ro men boren din ndel la adi yalla so ndeka damen to fo wala ñindi ni be ser ite be ser ko ndawe si be mol represent woto mol wol mam fem men soto noy fanye ma fay faway men soto noy faye tarola nte bon I don't have a problem with that but al man yanka pen la mol kan ko ko nafa soto mol mam men soto na ka wodi al fawla ndeka wol
this is good quiet this is keep and listen to people.
Okay.
Who is Aladi?
Ilamo made akaminfo in summary ako komi ka molmine kodo moto mi halon ko hasan womu gamben gulla kodo ya sa wala made ya ila connection o mani malum foi kam moy la ba okay
Moto me dan tawol man na odo.
Ala ngo moto mi ka borende yalo ni ko National Assembly la di la wo it doesn't sound accurate because wo mu gamben golle gambe mo la ko do lo wote fo
Another channel jumala.
well another channel wo channel la alabanta damen lafto le gibe la alabanta ke la gamben kolle tati wonde oops channel wo man ko majang alabanta abota damen source bota damen
academic institutional la ni kaje institutional ni foye. That institution is the National Assembly.
Okay,
but Honorable Madi, Gambia no lea dealer because this thing came through the Gambian people into the parliament. Well, lea dealer. Yeah, but Koko have something but Gambia ding on la kodolem ya dealer for that to make your work easy, isn't it? Alia demand
through the institution.
Madi, you cannot, Honorable Madi, you cannot separate the parliament from the people because Mole Alkije, Namante Yemel nominate. Mole Alkije.
I am people's representative. People
like when you are running a company. When you are running a company, you are employed in the company.
When it comes to the daily news, that is my own thing. But when it comes to the parliament, it's not my own thing. I know that.
No, I don't. I'm memo back. I didn't get
okay. Y'all on daily news, atala word or daily news, you know. When it comes to daily news, but when it comes to the parliament, that's national issue, national matter. I call it for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the people again. When you talk about national, it's the people. No way, Jan. With all the money, with all the riches, the base salary for an MP is 1.64, 1.164. That is the base. That is not even far from some of our salaries. That is the base. Sitting allowance, near even housing allowance, Niba Sotola, you have to be an MP that doesn't live in Oslo, because of course Parliament is in Oslo. Then you can apply for that, for housing allowance. It's a dealer. But when you live in Oslo and the Oslo suburbs, Ibuka dealer, because you can travel, they give you transportation after you are within the suburb. So with all the money here, this exorbitant cost melkana to our MPs abukana jang. And in fact, sometimes a problem. If at all MPs are doing their work, at least if they are doing their work, if they are delivering, because this is the worst MPs so far I've seen, with so much exorbitant increasement, 2002 and in 2005, it a cool increase. Because let me go back because those people give me headache. Fabakari Tomong has a telephone allowance and then housing allowance. When he's just living in Serekunda, where he has a car that can drive him back and forth, he's having housing allowance. Meya Lonko is to him. So why are we having all that? And then fenke kule for asisi kule for ko MP la do ko kasiale mol kana jele, they have other responsibility. But Asis, that is normal in Gambia. Nde wuluta banjule.
Bari sila hana atol mante kote ke kata almanso chance la to explain. So honey man take
No, this is what I'm trying to explain. That we live in Banjul, with people. Mel Sasata, Kol Ketamela, Mel Dingonakara Banjul, and they come. This is just the norm. So it's not unique for MPs. It's a normal thing that happens. And it happens because people are poor. The poverty created is also, we are all paying the price. I am bail for Dolmel be little better off in Banjul, little better off in Serekunda, or Dolmel be sitting in the diaspora. So this is not unique for the MPs. What is happening? Take a menje wole muko. Exorbitant kodo abitakang MP nyole, and the MPs man see can reflect from Kafoko. I'm earning this amount of money. The average Gambian is 5,000 or even less than that. How are we going to make sure that we pull this through? They are paying you all this money. Hani pimbe bataring Bangkok. They are paying you all this money. Lual jama bijang. I mean, Honorable Madiamempo, ila doko mulua dadality. Let's agree that. But what has changed? What has changed?
Left alien so demanding.
Okay, Aziz.
Ningal tem kuntula
okay, Mubebe Aziz. Yeah,
left mem fola wala munyinti ko. Ntolye concern men beres is genuine adu nsonta ko madi sontala. Nyaje mfana be kumala. Kudolu keta nyala ndindima. Maybe ninga for you will understand so that I'll see hakilmaya as to why that is happening. Yo bari alia kufo jang mbeda korta wala adung nte, that is where I was going to lean to. Follow madi kule cry jang malanga la moyala. As an MP, especially if you are on the opposite side of the aisle, itala balanda bukalum. Because ila vote tomorrow buka count against the majority. A lot of people, many will vote nyol influence nkamen kumbo wolu dodo lubuka na sijang to be scrutinized. Nka jimale scrutinize menuli ya lonko balanta. Ya miracle, this is an avenue for them to come here balanda itandi. We start beating them. It's not necessarily directed to them, and I hope Madi understands because this is not directed at him. But for now, we should realize where Madi is speaking from. As an opposition, luabe lua to hania finka atita. So certain approvals begin kamenje more bebuka lafala. But at the end of the day, because it is passed, it's parliament. Nyantanga will understand. Men kumaya te men nyanta fola B. Adun alaji will emphasize. Ndefana ma will understand how an unelected member of parliament can now be the head of parliament, earning all that money. Who is he or she accountable to? They are not accountable to any constituents. And they're the ones that are the most powerful, and these are the decision makers. We will be beating the wrong people, and they will be taking the beating, but little is going to change. because the seeding guys, the MPP members of parliament, Mayor Lonko, it only can policies to support. How many of them have come before us? Almost none. So yes, we can blame the entire parliament. But now understand difficulties maybe. When you come to like if you can of course you confirm that. I used to Mankara Seni, there is this former Sandu MP, Seni, I forgot his name, Anya Kilingo Mambetea. In the early 80s, Nate Wultala Swokon, and in file bal with a full van of Ning Santon Kolu going to immigration. Now I will deposit the poor passport, and in later to hospital. Ikatara Ninela. Tonya like MPs ka kodo soto, bari silang, ikalaba wo dila ni molella. So yes, the money is big, bari mbukala impact geno. Left a kanyinefo. As opposed to someone me along Kaiman constituency soto, you are a nominated member, you are enjoying all of this. Kute kuna, hani a bad policy vote in fana, there is no accountability on you because mote vote la out. These are the things I wanted to bring in. Allah Barak.
Thank you. Alaji?
Yes.
No.
No. Kanata Maghrib because Mbela Fla ye Alej Minna. Ngo ila moy kana mim foye ye Alej Minna lafte yo fanam foye kango min lela yo fanam clair. Janni bidala Maghrib prela lafte kango min lela yo fanam clair. Alaji.
Yeah, I remember 2017 Baroye donate 57 trucks. MP.
Ila moy alaji la. Ila ma alaji la ngana. Just give me seconds no alaji be diamu kan.
No left our conditional on Fafana yo trocol ni tala Baroye donate 57 trocol menila. Fafana yo tale and fire on the trocol botadame because Baromans on nafala. That's it.
Alo Madi. Ala line over break kane. Okay. Ndafan la fanyi ninkala mina wolom fo. Because lafta puru a private member bill da danye ko ane min Kenya janning abo wala deputy ala ko nse mine keno comme fabaka tombon ning sidin jami ala molman kate faye pour nse sembo banno nyadi lafta wo asa wo fere fonye because je is very important lafta jelo na fulwale bi je mi alonko isa dadano pour kaje ko molman kate faye minya manya na kufola mi alonko abo mol life impact la ande.
Yeah, Mustafa, exactly the point because Ning MPL Bijele and back to Honorable Madika Memfoko, it will be Jeka Luadada. How come for Abakari Tombang, if we agree as this also a scenario nominated people are being stumbling block? How come all these years Imam Kuke Purka make sure there is a private member bill to make sure Melman nominate, they cannot be speaker, neither deputy speaker in that place? How come they are not even doing anything about that? So because at the end of the day, Kodo Bijele, you have the money, you have the resources, and as is how much they give to these people. I'm not sure. I'm not denying that they give, but I know they are sitting with so many powers that they could use to help pass this process. MPT me along ko be reject la or imu oppositional tibe sirinje. When you pass this bill or challenge these things, you challenge it. People know you are doing some work to protect the people. But it will be we don't see that. Even sirinje mutol be kela if angol be mala la ko baronyol be nyame be mala la garabu bol be pasele ya pasifa ka mala ibe wol be dunna. That's what we see. Mutol be nyaring some of them fangoy buka na mete buka mutol maintenance no. So these are the things we are seeing.
But let us endeavor to bring MPs from the other side near Moi.
But MPs from
Aziz, these people on the other side.
Aziz, I'll say this on record. Aziz, MP Narajan me alai to the other side.
Okay, what is their reaction to some of these?
MP Sabanyong, if you let me, MP Sabanyong voted the other side. Something the Jallo man, me along is he the majority leader, the Jallo. Head of the thing.
That is NRP, isn't it? NRP.
Yeah, Anata Nunjane. And there was this guy.
Samba Jallo.
Yeah, Samba was here. And there was this guy, Mia Lonko. He is the Malom Munamati. Adefanam is the other side. anata jen idea mol fole kulla minni betending oto mo ngokole akul soto jata kenne ala mol ka fanya men lopitano ikana jenne barbe min fole min munna problème to wala karola ni commande killing ya fo go lafta nyine le bike danko ko tek so say ni te fere soto ni te fere soto mi alon ko ibam mako la no ngi soto because mote ila fenkol be for state house lom for high commission lo minni be I try to reach email or nga sa fe dulal be do nga fe ko lafta nyine la dol e kan respond dol ya fo nya hamba jibe la nga moji be mi alon ko ten aka bari mbuka moje
Mustafa man fere soto what I just want to say is wolle mu molte men nyantange scrutinize barite wolu jele ite sonna nala
but that is the
menulu kana ntolu ka menulu busa wolle menulti ya miracle imanda ko so ni na taja maybe we will take kindly to them malum fayr na ko moy malum fayro ne kamem fo bang
ngalo ne kamem fo
yo menul ya miracle men bayri silang man kango soto no in parliament but nga fu moli what's going on hoping that ning wofo sa foeko all you did very well is the other people. Okay. The situation okono di Madis menkaje. This is it.
Madi is reachable. Madi is
yes, but remember Madi's attempt is to soko. This is what is going on to la effort betenne. But it doesn't show any among any difference so among dividends so in terms of how
he did mention that, but okay, Samba Minkela, maybe nganying reaction or dolta, and then maybe because after Purka Madi Finance Chancellor, Lamin can Watson Gambia, can the boy can boni, you mean something about Alakoto, lafta pray fem funye demanding about war eco. I sit in at me along kwa kodoleta me along manyana kata. Lafla ka wo opportunity dia mo jamal le bijang isaje mole along ko aketanya di le mineketa wo fanato poti ako akata fitiri salo ma sola sali na brede isaje duan dol fana nse za bedino la salo what say ne malo la reaction ande ila
femme fo nga assist understand le assist Canada men bari ntela problem momenti is very sad ko bala fa warta because nintol sita hanin na MP sol nke dani pour yena call bondi nyamo kono molye that shows the lack of incompetence we are the corruption no membe tol fangola je we are the ila doku balya we are the ko imantale responsibility ala serious but mfanal mu banku dingoleti andu banku dingol ka ni radio fanal la moy ninko kuyen jakale na yena ko yena yini molye kacha mote fala jang mo buka mo fa jang mo buka mo nenjang kasile ngade ni ku fo me alon ko amang ki japu ndox nga fo ekono is not as simple as that because ka cool clarify ka bondi mole say ndo quand même foko loi bi jele me ya lon ko altola do ko mo wodi pour ka loi nati munati na fa bakari tombon sidi njay be sidi nje hanibi ning MPs nyol I think they are now in their 3 years or 4 years hanibi bije Imam private member bill may along to make sure that they change that because ngajele how rude Fabakari Tombong is there. How Fabakari Tombong can MP sol treat nyamen some of them they will have stop tanka alamoy because he's so rude. Ake treat ake by anu nimu mome yalonti ikatara argument la inate easily ake by. Why are they not doing anything? Munad na femantara carry wala side MP sol be sirinje. This excuse ko manke majority ninga fengo fen nati abukata is the same in kamemo even last time Halifa la conversation alawo meeting with Madi these things came up ndeka foko even if you put it there let it be ko ya sambale ya fight is that parliament ya buy but at least you stood up for the people you went there to soko this is not right it has to change let that be a record there. You cannot sit down what the kafoko ninga samba because me minority atita. What wukata? What woman ke to la dokode. Ibe kodo beta look at all these allowances. All these allowances. And I completely agree with Alaji. More me yes indije how many of them are even earning for quarter fund of that money. When that na yes ye reflect ya foko tonya. Ndede nyi lende nati jannede. Sa entela dunia be falintale sai. Korda be mbulu wala menna korda menna luwaso jokan moto be mbulu na dimbayal be domorola automatu nga try nga nyilla call falim bando manding nga try nga kuke but woman tara caring ibi jedrong MPL mantara takan Masakunda mantara takan minister mantara takan president mantara takan. What kind of country is this? Monsifa bankombe wole kono fe mantara tamakam damen tamata wole mo MPL be ifanal ibe malamalaka president baro be malamalala minister sol be malamala. So for how long for my tonya for nyoye weda madi nga tankle ko kanajang definitely with his time and everything but tonya for nga fanam for nyoye because at the time banko be damen abe in the stage me alonko at some point for kurpenyo nyoma for molye nyo kurpen pour ko l'etat honestly because abe damen motek sila ya foko be kam fala se kule fo. We have to deal with this issue. MP so lem jamati in general. It's all lem jamati. For mote kumandila ye tonya fo for mote kumandila ye na ye cool clarify. Ibe mo la kodol pisi pasala. No matter how many people mo mena attitude nying fana nyanta chela MP fana nyanta ka tonya fo ila consequence mo le ko. Nying kodo tembuli ka nying ka nying kodo mena. They have to be honest to people. It is like pretend la ibe fang warandile be fang life live la ko di jama be bulu. Wala na mol fana bina. When you tell people the truth, a table is it a mol ko like kapisi pasal. You don't go to parliament ka foko ali na kodo increase so that ngata ninna mol ngata ngafeng. Even the constituency fund. How many of them are doing things men can change? How many MPs are in one constituency? You can see no fun to see Kajube. Yeah, money is bad.
Mari ila diamo be funti kanne no janni be ku fola jan dunia molie moyeno yala ite alon ne. Okay, all right, that's fine. So laftal minna fanam Aziz kukili en sula Madi kukili en sula nyin kokono bake laftal nyin kala minna jannim be continue wala jannim be kokum fala watu dara bake e wolo nyinti ko bari fo yala wason gambe yetu minna laftal jefo ye client anim fanan lafte nying la kilingo kana ana kono mom fanu bake because mbebe na falka kono to diadi jannimbe ko kum fala wolon fo sembe tije mi alon atuli asoto wala alsa dadano min satandi ko mol mi alon ko mankarte fay e kana kuta min ben tolla mol batandila comme fa baka to monjata nin siri nyaay itol mo mankarte fay itol bi je fangle fo sembeti yatul samin create no o danano pour kaje gonko ñuno mom mol man carte fay ñune mo nan naytul be ñin kelano Madi.
Okay. Avant 1997 constitutional assembly the president nyanta molu to monale and wo molu lo kono speaker nin deputy speaker nyanta bolol ko it's a constitutional clause. So in order to change that, you need 3/4 of the members to change that. We cannot do that because we are not in the majority. Is that clear?
That's very clear, yes. Okay,
but Madi, has this been tested? Because they'll come with MPL we are not in the majority, we cannot do this and that. Even if you are not the majority, has it been tested to see even there are some MPs who are on the other side who might be interested in doing this as well.
I can give you two clear things that were tested, even on not on that particular thing. Yaya mentioned Sanya, a member for Serekunda for Latikunda, brought an amendment to amend the Local Government Act. It failed in the second reading. Honorable Suleiman Sa of Central Body brought a private members bill to amend the Public Act so that this question of asking permission to take whole rallies could be stopped. It failed. Anything that is against them will fail at the second reading. So attempts are there. These two are clear examples of attempts. And again, another one is on the floor. Again, from Tanya. So these things have been tested. The members of NPP and the alliance to NPP will always vote against it and kill the bill at the second reading. That's clear.
Thank you.
So we can't just be fighting a futile war. Now, that is why when the 2020 draft came, the 2020 draft indicates clearly that the nomination is completely out. We voted for it, 31 of us. It was thrown out. Now, when the Barrow amended this 2024 draft, they brought back the nominations. And the first reading is done. We are waiting for the second reading. What we are going to do, I cannot tell you that now.
Okay.
But I know what we are going to do.
Okay. They love the follow-up.
No, but for money because money family Africa ila doko mulua dadality. 1 or 2 tests doesn't necessarily mean one has to also stop, because there should be more than that. We should be counting these things. Madi Hanijang Norway is the same thing. Hanijang, even till today, na budgeto, they still fight on the budget. They still fight and there's lobbying. More be dunambe fintila. Even tebe commune mena council men kono jang. We had meetings to go and ask for more money because the money is not enough. It's reduced and some of the services are going to be reduced. We went back. It was rejected. We come back again. And then Simon Besikan to regroup again, to go back again, lobbying our MPs and getting the MPs and the MPs forefronting them. So, this is not about battalion, because Allah doko ifangole afo, Allah doko me luwa dadality. There is many laws. Some of them are do and die.
We can try and try, but you are completely detached from the government society. When they're not in Parliament, if it does not pay
I disagree.
We can keep trying.
I disagree. I am very much aware about it. I work with some of these MPs and ask them. We go there, even try to sponsor some of these things, and we even sit down and write the document for them. We've done that many times. Write the documents from scratch for them. Sit down day and night. Wrote everything what they should present in Parliament. We've done that. So I'm not detached. I'm clearly aware of what is happening. Very engaged as well, even though I don't see them.
When I say
many of them have heard about know us. We work with them. Many of them. We wrote even things.
When I say you are detached, I'm not saying you are not in contact with them. You see how it works here. The NPP and their allies have a belief. Whatever we bring there, if it is against the borough administration, they will flush it out. And at that level, you only need a simple majority.
Okay.
And in other cases, if you amend the constitution, you need 3
Right. Honorable Madi. So kanaranja. Lafta minna. Lafta mako kukil na sai. Malam 4. Komin dalda ka kenyameng. Ise mako nole. Ntoni nyinti mo molbe. Puru ya fonye ko. Ibe wakila la janni be fonyo la député yala puru loi member ka private member bill wala ka fende da mi alon ko mol min bebi jangale bebe kambe la nga foko sai dol laftale madi ye dol nyaton ka ya député kono pour eta ay loi o ye fem private member on fomi nomba ya safe nga funtinde nga foko fa bakar tombonde siri njaay mankate fa lafte bola jele ya wulinde nga jibe ban dol ngol leno ka ibo kala nol ba madi.
Well, no, survey ka wuli anin ka constitution amend. What the killing say? I left munela. Amend the constitution or what?
Yes, I think Mustafa. Mustafa, is a constitution. Is within the constitution. It's a constitutional. So a constitutional amendment. Before you left coming a private member bill to amend the constitution, but
yes,
is that what you are looking for?
That's that bit, yes.
Okay, I think Madi, that is something you can. I know if you are sponsoring it, it comes with financial cost. But yeah, it should be something like
it has no financial cost.
Oh, then that's great.
Exactly, it doesn't.
Because the parliament has its own legal department. So I will have to propose, and then they will do all the drafting. Not a single dollar I will pay.
Please do that.
Can you help with that, man? Can you take the lead? It's okay on you.
How simple and easy they are.
I know I need 3 members to say yes.
You need 3 members 43. To say yes. 43.
43. And our side, we are only like, what, 15. So where am I going to get the other balance? From the MPP? They will not say it. Because this is the same people.
We will give them brown envelopes. When we give them brown envelopes, they would vote for you. Don't worry. Because they used to receive in brown envelopes.
I think I want to say here, Ko, I don't want Madi to do something just to satisfy public opinion. If we know that it's not going to work, we can. But now we understand, Ko, this is how things work. We can also probably engage others on the other side to reason with us and support Madi in this.
Aziz, I think I disagree when we just make the blanket assumption it doesn't work. I've been through this with many MPs and even opposition leaders. I'm not gonna mention them. I've been through this thing. You call them and talk to them, and they will tell you, no, but it's not going because we are the majority. And sometimes even the opposition is accusing the other opposition as well. So these are some of these things that have been going on, and I experienced it personally. This is not something anybody have told me. If you don't test this thing, they don't work. You don't go out to put a private member bill to say Fabar Karitomong should go out. You put a private member bill to protect people. This section should be out because it's affecting people. It has nothing to do with Fabar Karitomong. You put it in a way that everybody will see. Honey, reject. Willem. Gambia, we have to stop this.
Mankate fai momoe. Akana.
Exactly.
I went to Gambia to start on my company. They were telling me this is not possible. That is not possible.
Not necessarily no. The constitutional clauses the president has clause to nominate 5 members, and among those 5, one should be speaker and the other deputy. Equal clause to change. Either to remove it, delete it completely, or change it. That's what we require for the 3 members to say yes.
For the 3 to say yes. Okay, thank you, Madi. Samba Minkela, Sarodi, Janim Besarodi Lafana, Lafta Minna, ya summarizing Yatariake, Galo Ninkul, Aka Candila demanding what would Arabake, Mulmena Siring Yambake, and then Lafta Minna, tell us, Iko, Yakodo Mimuta, Iman sitting up and walk it on Onya de la Faketa Lava Munanaketa, and Munalaba Koko, and Yamenda Kokonobanga Sarodi.
Mite mame mutonya di karunte mo nena man attention nati je kabin tenga parliament start 2070 for kanabula nyina 2024 I attend every sitting, but I can agree when the session, for example, within the session ninga travel for let's travel look at 7 days like I go and come back and continue sitting. So to say I am completely absent from the sitting, then I'm paid. No, unless Nemo and confront with because Parliament you register. Every session you register. For me, I did a particular Parliament session. I'm completely absent, and that's not possible.
Thank you.
For example, if a sitting is 2 weeks, you are absent for 5 days. So that warrant you not to get the allowance? No, because the allowance is such a way that is paid in block. A session is paid 25. If you are paid per day, then they would have minus the number of days I am absent from my total sitting allowance of 25 and give me by balance. But that's not the case in the sitting allowance. If you attend even 3 days, you're going to be paid full. So there is nowhere I have been absent for Parliament for 2 sitting. That's not correct.
Thank you. That is much appreciated. Iko fana jannim bita, iko ni nyindi amoke ite mandala tamala koten. Kadungo fana mwele, koni minka diamba ke kafele moro ide ni mal nila fatamala ibe ide la. For all fana
No, until tamu mobuko control no.
Coming Clarko, wala fa bakar ni will see.
I'm traveling to New York. I will return to Geneva for the UPR, and then I will also attend my meetings, 3 meetings in the ACP, OACP, Organization of African and Pacific and Caribbean Parliament. That's outside the country. Nobody can block that.
Number minna coming digital iko lafta minna iko tamo dobi iko nika diamba ke wala iko call against ike balitamo la to nyalde ba
ante de mo gante baltawan mo
mede ta fo fo yewo mo le fo ke dalba madi wo ka kele ba
ma moy mamba kalam naka ke mo la ka dem na wala bo fur la bandi ma kalam
okay
anu te ka diamule they want now and I travel nanta travel men nka travel mo ko block
Nko Honorable Madi Nyinin Kanye pour a sitting allowance explain na la moy lare ka understand sitting allowance mo moneti
all right
muntu male nyanta jola muntu male nyana jola
okay so nanga experience sitting allowance wolom by the law by the constitution Parliament could sit 4 times in a year ordinary session, and that session can be 5 days, can be 7 days, can be 6 weeks. It doesn't matter how many number of days you take, you will be paid 25,000. Like the recent one that we have just concluded is 7 weeks, and we are paid 25. The other one we did only for a week, we are paid. Committee allowances. Committee allowances are also there. If you don't attend the committee meeting, you are not paid. and that is you can attend only 3 committees in a month. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear. So member attend, they have no right to receive that money. Whether you travel for job related, you are not just entitled to that,
yes.
Is it?
If you don't attend the whole sitting, if the sitting is 7 days, you didn't attend a single day in that 7 days, you are not entitled to it.
But if you miss
if you
a
attend
sitting,
3 days, if you attend 3 out of the 7, you will be paid.
Oh yeah, so Honorable Madi, can you just clarify for the viewers again?
And to be absent in the sitting, and to be absent in the sitting is 2 ways. You will be absent with permission or absent without permission. That is, if you are on official duty, you are absent with permission, then you should be paid. If you miss 2 days, 3 days, 4 days.
So if you are absent with permission,
you are not paid.
If you are absent with permission, you are still paid or not?
Of course, you will be paid. That permission means you are on official function, and the session is 7 days. You attend 2 days, you travel and come back after 5 days. Or you attend 5 days and the last 2 days you travel, you will be paid. That is travel, that is absent with permission because you are on official duty.
Okay. So the sitting allowance is paid in lump sum, or is it paid by sitting?
Is not paid. The sitting allowance is not paid per day. It's
not paid by sitting as well. It's not paid by sitting, it's paid in a lump sum.
Yes, if the session is on, if the 4th administration is on and it's for 7 days, you will be paid 25. If it is for 7 weeks, you will be paid 25,000. But if it is an extraordinary session, which is 1 day, you don't attend it, you should not be paid.
Okay, so then when you have permission, no matter what you are given, even though you didn't.
Be na audio diam la ba fala because nying ikanyim beke audio ti nying katale fo Cape Verde group la bi je min kan na nyim program la mai ba fala bi ale twa ko dam male fo la program na I'm gonna get that feedback. So Madi
allowance, and maybe Madi can say because it's a very confusing thing for people.
Mustafa,
yes.
No,
ila may ngo minede command la jang kono jani be fo nyola député ala ngo lafta minna pour nyim private member below samantole no ya bondi wudlato la belo wala fola it's very easy well sign batu ngamola final touch la moy nimbe kambenda jang zinete bula ite ya ko nyaton kay because pour que molbe ka mol hakilo blani ko madi ne fe nyaton kala mi alo nga fa jang akata luwat so ngamre hakilo bakane sol jeng wo ko mata bake nga fu janne nga kacha janga tata kita luwati wo ko mal so ning sa fu no janga kacha janga e keno luwati madi anya to nga madi wo ko mala bake le no mfe pasambe minkela madi nsela kono to dia jibe your final thoughts about na kacha ko bi kodo aning dibitel madi
akumara because ne kacha be jube ya tenten ya nara jube ultimately kodi mansa kadi mansa kunda do hulala akabo bankola rankeso mol menter namo jo wolle ka contribute woto nyanta talalale malo ka fo eto ko equitably not equally but equitably men nyanta jola men na wayo soto momo nyante hakkole tala akanaka landa tamboti oto kacha kuma atale nin kacha jamal ko ni mari sita in your quiet moment siku jamal tom mon no jede isi tamon wala fan na appreciate and I want be for that obviously not the amodul men be for is not direct to any other person and that definitely men be for ngalon kalma direct as Madi alka direct as members of parliament and I'm a member of parliament, so that's no offense in that. So I encourage you pra mbali sola korela pro ale ni kacha sifale asia bari alba sanu le nyamem fanam fo ati ben raji diamu damanna ali ake so tebe that mol so men an ko si tar gambe banko kanyay ba kol tamanda wo fanam ko mal albo keno la nyam bari albe jam fanim bakel kuma kan damanna you need people on the ground as well. Allah baraka.
Okay, Aziz, your thoughts?
Mbe Madi tentula bake lafta mem fola nung aya fole komen ka itandi ko na kuma kawol is not directed at him. Tomorrow at Telebejang, I have opportunity to talk Lamoina, but we are talking of a system-wide phenomenon, but I remember Banko Kang Olayatina Mediamula. Madi fanamba tentula man time wole man soto bari nyanta nunga time ta na madi fana nyininka ala private member bill menga ya dundi anata successful I wo keno nyadile ani wobe banko mol na fala nyame yalo would have been a learning lesson for others walan se wo use nonu kajibe fonsi dol fana encourage woto fana mu kulete men kumaya tabake nkontan tabake bi kana ko paneliso la moy saka alaji comme madi afonya men nimbe sita ngal tonight na nyin audio la moy anin video lu be ku jamale karan naje be alaji tentula adumba encourage la bake pour ninga time soto ngala buka wato soto barnain ay time soto ari karna katu nga remember la moyla kiliye tribute ke to alaji amira o tribute futata male wo yente touch back ndey fana malo mbani njimale kandila Gambia kuwala bari mamusu jembe ya donko ay ndeyla simfa nyata ne Gambia ma dawoda ndey ka wulle aduma ka wulle ka Gambia defend for the sake of Gambia ite Mustafa fana me alonko yela time ning could be dedicate into having this platform kadi mo lambe duale back Suleiman Jeng ala tatale barimbe duala fana back ala baraka
inimbarama ke Aziz day
Yeah, mfana mbafula madie barka baki ala time takana because buka easy jama pour kamol soto MP Sol and wara Minister Sol wara mon membe doko la masakunda ke soto kanajang ka kamol ini mole kol bondi nyamo kono nga tentu wala bake andung afango ya fole it's not personal do kolem ning madie député abula maybe mbala expertise le probably use la kanati ka wol bondi nyamo kono bari ni wote ate nyimbe moyla and mbafala ko panelist ole andumbe Aziz fananta ekola on ko alaji is always good to have you and ngalon ko watol buka soto bari na soto drong it to be nice to have you as well in the panel and Aziz Barkabake with Suleiman Bamba Mantarajam Fanang ani Mustafa for holding the fort anin na jube lal mol men katara comment la ali hakitu kol kasial de taimo kabori bakele diamo kol ka sulata ku jama clarify la so wala na jama buka comment solta bari mbaje kan ala barka bake but final thing till after men for la dronko kukili Gambia nyanta bondila na mindset wole muko watu watinka fele ko nimam possible nyinte kenola nte nyin kenola nte ka wo moyle baake Gambia hani kabrin data Gambia nganna company start kuma jamale fota nyinte kenola ite nyin kenola andum kol ya pus aka diminne ama easy Gambia manke territory easy ringti wo nsi wo fo bari this thing ko ite nyin kenola nta kenola man fe men test man ko mebe ngamre wo nyanta bolale because fonga fit soto ka test andum nga wojele fan hanin na leadership nga sile mbe accepta ko banko man taratakan mbe accepta ko hani domoro ni ko ba sanna bi yewuli somanda ila dasa mo fang ika koralale ila kontongo ika koralale ila dini wala school fees ika koralale kata l'hôpital kata jarolo ika korala hani bi molbe siri ya mira ko well mam mo soto membe sila je ali nga barotu je wol bele nyata chenya nimman si nga karanko si mansa kunda sindika wulindi nimman wo attitude o bill banko titano because fonga banko mol test nga mo landi mo sindi make nye bondi nga do sindi je menketa Europe I mean amanke European only intelligent and tolti no amanke ko ye kol be lonti hani it's just matter of kamasa kunda sindi namanta ya bondi je ye do landi je ye wotes namanta elen wo attitude o nyanta wala billa and the most urgent another urgent thing me alon ko akwo urgent abake wala muko fa bakari tombong this thing about kanyim mol sindi je me alon ko ye nominate especially fa baka to morning sidi njay ku nyanta kelale nge fintindi Nimme finti that because cooking and maybe Madibe will confirm the Parliament fango it will like a budget dada it will like a salary allowances all pay dada and the president ya approve. Sa intol be sirin dulame to ngajele brim fa bakato monata increasement sol fango menka ke parliament ana fango kungoto wole siata ntenene maje maybe most incorrect nene ma nyonje and the fakko wo power be fa bakari bulu abe sirin je na kodol na nafulo ba bulu abe men decide la determine na wo even is dangerous. So fonga singa wojube and madi suggestion no menketa private member bill to change that. Mosa test no sa test no ni left support la. Yes, we are here to support to push that because it's not just about Fabakari Sinje akabarola interest keje, but even na kodol Fabakari has a determine that because parliament lekela everything budget holding allowance or finances be then it will leka control from where president ya approve and this is the man sitting there with Sidi Njai. That is dangerous and we are seeing the result nga bejele because ning incremental menkake nga jele tal half of the increment go to Fabakari and Sidi. That's what we are seeing. So we have to do something. It's even urgent to do something about it. Mbal bel bafala be ala barka and for Saturday.
In Barabaki and they are command. Madam Malam Fonde mi for Binyadi Leno, Nimbe Cambenda, and so Jibe London so Kachamadi, and de la Kumoma. So Malam for you Parela like a Simfata Olaba.
Of course, that I'm okay. No problem, monkey finna do it. That cost. It doesn't go with any cost. Doesn't go with cost. Maybe moral support and things like that. But that's not wrong.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that. Okay, akumada baraka. So ngomwela maybe nyato ndolfana ninka chata nketa nyanya mbe mfutale lale because ning wosa keno kuti mi along ko nga bondi molkan weken na nyaji fete pura karake diam kense wati na action of fanankeje obo kumala ko kono bakele madi kumin dalta ka nyame. Thank you. Alaji ila kono today your thoughts.
Mustafa, sorry, Abaraka Bake. Once again, happy birthday. I just want to kotoke Azizla Kumo Bambandi Mustafa. Day long 20-something years ago, even though Nana Nanyoje, I don't think Nana Diamuta personally telephone off Ankono. But just koto Azizla Kumo Bambandi the wrong, Nande long, they nyolje keloda mutawatum and what Montel Kata Jube rolla, Kalamoy, Kakarang. Gambia El Nyolto and the Molbe Nyola, Gambia Kelola from 20-something years ago. Omanke beat, what Montel Bukani, Haji Kasafer or from Kumafala or anything like that. So coming Koto Aziz la Kumaba Bandi the wrong, they Nyolmu Gambian or Sampur Sanded, Hanibe, Tubabudule, Hakiloni, La Dunia Bebe Gambia. So, it's always a pleasure to listen to her, to learn from her, as I've been doing for over 20-something years. So, once again, happy birthday. Ngamen for Alama Alay so si jang more si jang. And Kotoke Aziz, I've a personal message key in Debuka Mojai, Watara Mamfutan Zondomoto, Ninga Momon Dinjai Watari, Hanim Melong, Nimo Jamadia Kumor Moila Quarter, May Nyafa. I reach out to you. Whether Melong, I'll reach out to you and tell you Nganina Moila Quarter, I Nyafa Ila Quarter, Isi Bama, Isiatantile, and it's good to have somebody that I know you are in the system. Then Ninga Kuma Jamala Moy, Benin Tiaras in Yunkonga Kuma Jamala Moy from different people. And then Ikamol Leto Moy, Yemenialo is a Jauma. Jama moy bala barikana mol fana soto me yale ka kende ma jamala moy about them, and you happen to be one of those few people. Namaneje, we've never met. Ngamera even ni diamu was just last week, but ngamembe moy ngamoy mol lela mem yalong wal mafo inyala, and they had no reason to porque jainte, like there was no reason for that. So ila barakendo nyinkang alama alayejo Mustafa. Yes, ngalong nying kuol mang easy sometimes kan nyum mol be kora ka fu moli al nanan jang kanaja so kontel dol bari be yam fola kala nyende be fanzun do ko wala ndel mo hosul allati ndel manke embil di mo ko kodi dindel la be tra hosul mo fanyere. So adu aman sono ya because ndeka fundi la kata nyini ka bayim bayunke madi mbeto nyen kan e ngalo mari memba nak bari na nata tiara si le nata kodi kanula je because I know you don't remember that, but they place an ad in the Daily News or something image. So in So no, I respect your hustle. I mean, it's just these are things me yalong mi inte karaja nyaming ani mo jama karaja nyaming is just a little bit abuka it's different. But it's like you said, it's nothing personal. Allah, it's nothing personal. At the end of the day, ngamira mbe ngani kendo ben maybe ka call samba nyaming buka d'accord no wala. But I don't think too many of us ka wuli ka foko dro lafta gambe itinya. So maybe gambe da nyin asidara nyam inte benno la waka inte dun kamen fo mole wolem hadamadi inte ngalo me yalo anim buka nyos abu aka sonda nga fe fendi muka songala inte buka haji wo mari because ngala fla nin ko nyi ko hanata wonya nga nyosa ba nga nyoso hakilo la nyim wolti so mbela moy lal be konton na yam fo kenye like I said ndeka hosulo ka sonda ngata wulo la ko ngata la dulal le total because nga mole karandi ko la me yalo abu kake bum fa ko no wato do. So wato do ko buka sono yambulu. That's why mbuka tarno jang wato be. But always a pleasure to be here. Mbe mo be konton mbe tento la mbe jaila. Again, thank you so very much, Mustafa, for everything. Kotoke is all nakewala mu temu nakewala like you I've always say, included level in Basse Nasir. Kotoke kendo le ngela su kono le ngela su kono kollo ngado ma nyol ata mo belon like but I know his family as well. So, mo kendo and at the end of the day, banko dadalem that be lafta na banko leta nyato, and of course njer nyalta kala kilindi. Ni njer nyal be kala kilindo massive. So it's good nga nyoso hakilola nga like you said nimbe sita nga think about okay carry for how can I do things better. I hope at the end of the day nying bebe wala soto la nying kono nsi muna keno na banko eta nyato. So thank you so much.
Ala janni bida IFM fo nyako aba parela pour kasim fata pour nga nying kolke ila obe nyaadi lefe.
Yalo ndema believe in parliament ko nga foele ya ko bande nya because nga mem foele bi right now nka nyole nene nyin ko bebe barona ala moldable aka mem fo ma fon kana try de that's not but ndema believe ka foko baro today ajube men ke constitutional hada madin kilula interest barola interest e ka fo mole al compromise mbe muna compromise la mo kilula interest al ka fo mole nga compromise banko be lafta menna na ta constitutional is for the people. What I yanta sila ya for hanna tar nyin constitutional is discriminates against me as an individual. What I yamfata ba mo la ko yamfata. But it's not about the people. It's about power. It's about wealth. It's about ka kodosoto ka balu mol koka. That's what it's about. So ninko nyimbe nyonene ko mu atata nata wala. Yes, you can try this private member bill, and I agree with that. We have to try. But I agree with Madi. Nita be ko nyimole tombonjata ning faba sidinjai. Isi moria jani be bola kuinya be sita ito ko number one. Number two, NPP call si muta ye ke jawol sisia. Then number three, it's a sunlight adulato because they don't want the system to change because system onying abe nafakan. Ibe susu kanjela ida abe farin kekewala. So they are in the same club. They will do anything it takes to make sure that those things may yalong as a mol nafa bara meter nafa otitanyat because that's what they do. Najin benjin constitution problem on kono kanyin nomination phone call be natinanje because Barrow wants control. And after J control because be Fabakar Jumal represent nobody. Sidin Jay Jumal represent nobody. Ye Barrow represent J. Nimbaro lafta men na je wala be kala je anala MPP mol ada mu nyadi ka am bloko di mol la duma ay moto 57 moto meni natina o trokol meni ye natina mala foko roke madi fanay do tawol kono o 57 moto meni baro ye donate to parliamentarians mo malo moto nyin bota dami up to this day iman son na fala mole o moto bota dami but ya start like a more corrupt from that moment. You deep in call many benunje many along maybe because yalo mol karama corruption ha din ikanyat linyim police or la koniko por corruption ba hani baroka for police or ha corruption because ikarami corruption mo nyineti attending soto balialam but corruption yes soto balia kar mo bula bari lack of values well kar mo bula corruption more than anything else because corruption warta many ko do soto gambe kono wala corrupt katambi hada bari mo Gambe ko ditibal wala corrupt katambi nyim police all. So I mean like I said I don't want to hold this we can try but they personally believe in parliament kola because for me it's a joke At the end of the day, there is one person that matters in the Gambia. Well, I'm Adam Barot. And I love the men, wala be kalaje. Na man lafi men, isi tifil tafalie kuo beke ate kalaje. That's just what I believe.
There's one MP watching and commenting here. Mari Malam Falna, Honorable Chorno Jallo. Do you know him?
Chorno Jallo.
Yes, Honorable Chorno Omar Jallo.
No, I'm not current member. Maybe it's an ex-NAM or maybe a councillor, because if I'm honorable. But there's no Chorno Omar Jallo in the party.
Okay, no, that's fine. I saw one Honorable Chorno Omar Jallo sending some comments here. That's fine. Okay, Mari Mbeten to la phone reactions from Mbeten Kula Tanfam Fankem Bejaila. Ikana Fama Janam Benyo Moilale, Puru Yening Fenko Fenke, no, at least handing Kumambo and Safanolanga, Safelanga, Folanga trial. Thank you so much, Madi. Baraka, Brumbe Molbeten to Lambejela, Kadim Aman Namalam Fatata Tubalabang, Baten to Lambajela, Alaji, thanks, and then Befananten to Lambejela, Aziz, and Exol Jem, Malbeten to Lambajela. Mesoro dila janne follow kunala inshallah kabaran Skype or radio and TV services civic education program wenyin kana CBD le 5 o'clock UK time kra 7 o'clock do be equal ka post bari minni katram fe be tantulam be jayla mesoro dila janne follow kunala inshallah kabaran Skype or radio and TV services na badi malo Mustafa jamme min besirim program ko na fasibit nala inshallah alimba.
you.